Welcome to our Adam Sandler tier list. I'm quickly going to edit the stream just so that we don't ruin everyone's day. No. Come on.
No, I want the wrong audience here. I want everyone who's actually excited about a brand new Blackmagic camera.
It's so funny.
Into a list.
It's so funny because it's not even like we used to do reactions, now we don't. So it's more on brand for us to do an Adam Sandler tier list.
I think it's more appropriate. It's way more appropriate.
Okay, final decision. Are we replacing it or not?
Yeah, replacing.
Okay.
We gotta do what's right. Plus, the other one is a lot better. I don't want this image used anywhere. Like, how can I say? If you pull this up on court on me, I'm done.
Yep, we're done. Okay, and I'm just going to make the description Keon and Alan react. That's it. Okay, how do I change the... Oh, there it is. Okay, I had to make 2 thumbnails for y'all, just so you know.
This is how important this shit is.
It is very important.
You guys don't fucking understand.
Yep. Okay, and save.
Oh, that one's so much better.
It is. This is quintessential YouTube. Yours is new YouTube. Like the new, okay, I need to get views.
Yeah.
How do we do
dude,
it?
no, it has to be clickbaity as hell. It has to be.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so welcome to our beautiful tier list.
To the actual show.
We've done it. So what we have now is actually the episode where let me see if, okay, that's a different screen, great. So what we have now, and I need to remember that you can't see my cursor, but we have taken all of the Adam Sandler movies we could find and put them on a tier list.
Yeah.
Now these ones at the bottom, I'm pretty sure are the ones that we and nobody else should see or have seen. So we'll brush past them, but you want to? Should we just go down the list?
I think we should just start and go down the list. I'm ready to go down memory lane with some of these.
Okay, let's do it. So, first one is Meatball. You ever seen Meatball? Do you even know what Meatball is?
Is he a kid in this one? Or was he like a little kid?
No, this looks like it was filmed on Super 8 camera. I have no idea what this is. Yeah.
No, what is that?
I don't know. I just want to go down the ones that nobody's heard of or seen. Including Hoobie Halloween.
Okay, no, so Hoobie Halloween I actually saw as a meme.
Did you really? What was it?
So get this, is basically all of the characters from Happy Madison, Happy Gilmore, all these, Happy Madison, Happy whatever, all these different characters from like his past and like different like past filmographies are literally back here.
Okay.
The movie feels extremely pandering to like old or young Adam Sandler, where it's like and
he's just screaming.
But this one has an actual paranormal thing in which there's like there's like Frankenstein thing going on, and he has to stop him. But the thing is, it falls into that, like, how can I say, we're beyond the, hey, funny or loud noises are funny, type thing.
But they are, though,
If done correctly.
That's fair.
I feel like you have to do them correctly now. But like, I don't know. This one just felt like super pandering to like the old school Adam Sandler stuff. I do think it's really cool bringing back a lot of like the, how can I say, like everyone back from the older films and whatnot, but like they're not even like in a role really.
Okay.
It's more like just Adam soloing this entire adventure, where like I feel like a lot of the Adam Sandler movies is people reacting to Adam.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
So I guess I get that. And apparently the stream is a little choppy. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. It's fine. We'll release the recording later if this thing is super terrible. But yes, so Hoobie Halloween, haven't seen it. What would you put it in since you've seen it?
Oh man, this is like
quintessential. It's perfect.
I want to say, like, imagine if someone was trying to make fun of Adam Sandler and then they didn't land it. This would be like this would be like bottom of the list, because anybody can make fun of anybody, but with good taste. Okay. And this one just feels more mockery and kind of like, just mocky, really.
I guess it's fair.
It felt weird because like Adam, you're mocking yourself in a way. You know what I mean?
Stop mocking yourself.
He's like, stop mocking. He's like, stop.
What would you put it at? C, D, or straight F? Straight F.
Go to F.
Same thing. Meatballs. I have no idea what this is. Have you seen Airheads? Do you know what Airheads is?
Airheads. Is that the?
Here, I'll scooch it over so you can see. There you go.
I know that poster. That's Steve Buscemi in there, right?
Yeah.
I think Airheads is a movie where isn't he? He's in a metal group, in which I'm pretty sure he's in a metal group. They play music. They like play like metal or whatnot.
Okay.
And for them to like get up there, they go to a radio station with fake guns, and they're like, play our fucking music.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, now I want to watch that movie.
It's like, play our goddamn music,
dude. Hell
and
yeah.
So like the whole dilemma is that like how can I say? It's like, oh, these are bad people, but they're actually gaining fans because like metalheads are like, oh my god, they're doing some metal shit right here. It's like they're threatening these people with these airsoft guns and shit.
Oh my god.
But he's not like the main character in this one.
Okay.
That's all I know about that movie. I haven't like actually seen it. I just heard about it like that way. I'm gonna have to like foresee and just keep it there. I like haven't seen it.
That's fine. So put it in. We'll keep it in haven't seen.
Haven't seen it, but like based on what I've heard, shit, it sounds pretty good.
Bedtime stories. This looks like part of the Adam Sandler chronology of stuff that we have no idea about. That's just random. Okay, I made a wish and now something happened.
I think that's the one where his kids. I'm pretty sure that's the one where he has like a kind of like a mixed relationship with his kids, and they're like, oh, read us bedtime stories, but the bedtime stories actually happen, and it's him like it's Adam Sandler in different environments. Like there's him in I think he's like a knight in some part.
That does sound familiar. Yeah.
This is a Disney film though. It's very PG-13.
No way.
So I don't think there's any like true Adam Sandler-esque.
It's not him calling someone a terrible name.
Exactly. Yeah. Or like in Baby Daddy where was it Baby Daddy where like he takes care of the kid?
Yes, that one's great.
Yeah.
I think it was the Big Daddy.
Big Daddy, not Baby
Daddy. Also, someone in the comments, Quisado, said that Dr. Internet says that Meatball was the name of his bulldog. So maybe that's what the movie's about. Meatball.
Oh man, that's an A then. It's gonna be sad.
It's gotta be A.
It's gotta be A. It's gonna be sad. If you involve a dog with Adam Sandler, if you involve a dog in comedy, you know the dog is gonna die. Yeah. Like you know something awful is gonna happen to that dog, and I don't like that.
Yeah. Oh god, the stream is so choppy. God. Okay, everyone, we'll re-upload this as an actual video if you guys want to put this on in the background while you're doing literally anything. At least
you listen to our
beautiful voices. But I want to do something. I'll put the I gotta put that first thumbnail in the video somewhere because that has to live somewhere on the internet.
Hover it above my head until we're done with the bit. Nice.
So funny. God, it's awesome. And yeah, sorry everybody for the choppy audio. Please feel free to leave if it's too bad. I understand. Moving right along, we got Airheads, we got story times. Now we're getting into the grouping of movies that are just him and people that he knows doing something.
Oh my god, the vacation movies.
Yeah.
The so-called vacation genre.
This one's called Blended, and it's him and Drew Barrymore, and I have no idea what.
Already F. I don't give a shit. I don't care. No. This is no.
They're trying to recapture what happened with 50 First Dates, and it's not working.
No. Already no.
Yep. Yeah.
50 First Dates is just one of those movies where like it was just a little too perfect for what it was.
It really is. It's its own like beautiful romantic thing.
Yeah. We'll get to it.
Okay. And
you can't recreate that. What is your problem?
Next one's Bulletproof, which I don't know if it's some sort of superhero thing or if it's him as a cop of some sort. I don't know.
Who knows about Bulletproof in the comments?
Yeah, and that can hear us over the choppy dialogue. If you know, please tell us.
I haven't heard of this one.
Right?
No.
It reminds me of like Unbreakable, so it makes me think it's a weird superhero thing. It's probably not at all.
Where like Adam has like a bad experience with a gun or something. Yeah, it's like I need to be bulletproof now, and like.
And so he makes like a giant suit of armor.
He makes a giant Michelin Man Kevlar suit.
Dude, that would be so smart if you don't want to pay him, so you just have another actor come in and he ADRs the rest of his dialogue for the whole movie.
That's all you hear. It's like, oh, that's his best performance.
God. It's my favorite, Adam Sandler.
You know what? That's Bulletproof. Let's put it on C.
Let's put it on C just for that. I don't know what it is, but we're putting it there. Yeah. Going Overboard. It's him in a raft. I don't know what that's about. So.
D. Put it on D.
Put it on D. Whatever. Who cares?
Sport. Not even sport. That's probably like one of those movies where it's like grown-ups, where like they spend like half of the movie at that at like the camp section or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And stop.
Dude, we'll get to grown-ups.
Stop.
Don't worry.
Oh my god.
Next one is Hustle, which looks like actually he's acting slightly. It's him like sitting contemplating on a bench.
Is that a basketball movie?
It might be.
I need to look at that poster. If it's him involving basketball, chances are it's a serious movie.
Okay.
Apparently he takes the sport a little serious.
It makes sense. Like
he's been known for hooping in New York. I'm seeing, like I was like instances of him just hooping around. I was like, damn, that's cool.
Pretty cool.
Good for him.
Did you hear about Hassan Abi's story about Adam Sandler?
What did he do? What happened?
So apparently Hassan plays like a lot of basketball. So apparently like Adam Sandler was just at the place he was playing basketball, and so like everybody was like, oh my god, it's Adam Sandler. He's
That's
just
what
like,
I
hey.
mean.
Yeah, and he uses that as an opportunity of like how you shouldn't act when you meet a celebrity, and how a celebrity shouldn't act when they meet someone that's never met them, because everybody shows up and they're just like, hey, what's up? And he's just like, oh hey, huge fan or whatever. And I think Hassan's just like, hey, cool. And he's like, yeah, I'm Adam. And then a kid comes out and is like Gen Z or something.
Yeah,
is like
tweaking.
Alpha. Yeah, and he was just like, hey, how's everybody doing? Hey, this is great. Hi, my name's this. And he's just like, and what's your name? And like, I get it if you've never heard of Adam Sandler, but like, it's one thing to be like, oh, okay, like whatever, my name's Adam. Apparently he was like, come on.
So like, here's the thing though. You know who Adam Sandler is.
Yeah, I mean, we do, yeah.
No, come on.
All the stuff he's been in recently is like terrible Netflix stuff that has come from the fact that he made some good stuff in the 90s.
It's gonna be terrible until he groups up with Black Magic and releases all these films again with that new format. No.
God.
I don't know, man. I feel like Adam Sandler is like one of those names, like, for example, Bill Nye. Who doesn't know Bill Nye the Science Guy? You've at least heard of Bill Nye the Science Guy.
That's fair, I guess. Yeah.
But have you seen him? Like, probably not recently.
That's a good point. Well, he did have a newer show where it was like Bill Nye Saves the World, but that's still, it's so funny to me to think of like, oh man, dude, this person's an icon. But the stuff they made was a decade ago. Yeah. So there is a generation of kids that don't remotely have your like same reverence that are like 18 now.
Am I showing how disconnected I am from the youth?
That's what I mean. Well, it's so funny because like, especially for this tier list, like I really wanted to show that like he's made a lot, like
flexible,
and he's still making it. Like he's still making stuff. So it surprises me how much just like, oh, Adam Sandler, that guy, oh, he made like a couple things in the 90s. Like no, he's still making stuff often. Yeah. Okay, so moving on to the other stuff we haven't seen is Just Go With It, which is a romantic comedy with Jennifer Aniston, I think it is.
I think
couldn't care less.
Just Go With It is the movie in which, man, I know a little tidbit. My mom is an Adam Sandler fan.
Oh
I have
my
a confession
god!
to make. My mom
I
is
knew
an
there was
Adam
a
Sandler
reason
fan.
you wanted to do this because it's genetic.
It's in my blood. I got Adam in my blood.
You got him in your blood. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, sir. You have the Adam gene.
Sir, you're not gonna make it. You have 8 crazy nights ahead of you. You got Adam blood. You got Adam blood on you,
He's
man.
like, doctor, when will it be done? After 8 crazy nights.
After 8 crazy nights. But hey, we can finish you off with a click. And then it shows the beeper.
Oh my
Sorry,
god.
no, but my mom is an Adam head.
Sure.
And I'm pretty sure this is the movie where he has a ring in which he pretends to be like a widower, I think, or not a widower, someone who has lost someone.
Yes, yeah.
But he uses it to pick up women.
Oh
no! He pretends that he's been broken up with his ex-wife.
Okay.
And she's playing as the ex-wife, but she's not really an ex-wife, and that's how they fall in love.
That's
and like,
cute.
Yada, yada.
I miss romantic comedies with just such a silly premise.
I feel like they make romantic comedies way too vulgar nowadays.
Yeah, or it's just there's not really much of an interesting thing to start with. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with the genre. The only things I've seen are like the Christmas Wish or whatever, which is like
Lord.
the Hallmark crap that shows up on Netflix. They're like, bro, I gotta put something on the background I can laugh at.
That and like, oh my god, when was the last like? We don't date like we used to. You know what I mean?
Go on.
I mean, I'm talking about us because we're in a relationship.
Yeah, we're not dating anymore.
Exactly. So like our dates are like.
It's like Godzilla x Kong.
It's like, do people still go out to dinner?
Yeah, right.
You know, to like better meet each other or like, I don't know. Again, I'm showing how disconnected I am with the youth.
Disconnected.
Maybe to go to ice skating rinks.
I think so.
Would you imagine? Would you watch a movie of Adam Sandler teaching kids how to like properly ice skate because he was a failed Olympian?
I think you're thinking of the Mighty Ducks. Or what do you think? Is that actually a movie that you're talking
like
about?
I think I kind of want to watch Mighty Ducks now.
I watched the Mighty Ducks with
I haven't
Adam
seen Mighty
Sandler.
Ducks in a stinking while.
Yeah, God.
We were talking about Hustle.
Yeah. Okay, so just go with it. Regular comedy.
Regular schmegula.
Yeah. Then there's the murder mystery duology. There's 2 murder mystery movies. I think this one actually has Jennifer Aniston, and I have no remote idea what they're doing in this.
Nope.
Nope,
Dude,
just
no.
It's one of the Netflix series. Like, he has so much stuff on Netflix that I assume they take a weekend, go out somewhere, and they're like, do we have literally an hour and a half worth of usable footage? Cool. Okay. ADR it or whatever. I don't care.
It sounds too much like, these look like they came out right around the same time that either Glass Onion or Knives Out came out.
Yeah,
and
probably.
that's what they're trying to after it. Mm-hmm. Remember, like, those movies came out and suddenly everyone was into like murder mysteries and stuff.
Well, there's another movie we'll get to where it's like a parody, because there was another movie that was coming out and it's just like, I miss the era of like quick parodies just to jump on a bandwagon, but my God, it's like bad. It's like,
they're putting too much money into these.
Yeah, no, Netflix, you know what I mean? Dude, Netflix, I don't know what you're doing, even though apparently they're still the streaming king. I don't know how.
Are they still in debt?
Yeah, but I mean, so is literally every Fortune 500 company. Yeah. Like, that's the whole gambit, is you stay in debt forever. And then Quesada said, I know who Adam Sandler is and what he looks like. If I ran into him, the cognitive dissonance that would happen would make me not believe it was actually him. I agree. I probably, if I saw Adam Sandler, I would just be like, hi, guy, who are you?
Like, thank you. Someone in the comments confirmed. You know, everyone knows who Adam Sandler is.
Yeah.
You may pass him and like not notice, but as soon as you hear the name Adam, it's like okay, it's either Sandler or some awful human being.
Well, that, and did you hear about Henry Cavill in Times Square?
What happened to Henry Cavill in Times Square?
So, of course, he played Superman.
Yeah.
And so his joke was that everybody's like, oh, everyone would know that Clark Kent is Superman. They look exactly the same. The dude, to prove a point, went to Times Square and sat literally under a Superman, like, billboard.
Yeah.
And, like, with his face on it. And he just sat there. Like, 2 people, like, said hi or recognized him. And he's, like, one of the biggest stars ever. And he's, like, huge. Like, how do you even?
I think, how can I say... Those people who say, like, how can you not recognize, is that, one, I don't think you go out enough. People don't just...
Press X to doubt.
You know what I mean? People don't just stare at each other and try to recognize someone. You're either, especially if you're a New Yorker, you're either going about your day or you know, minding your own business. But no, Henry Cavill's one of those. I like that he made that experiment. I really like that. I thought he was going to be like, watch this. And he puts a mustache on. It's like,
see, now they're going to have to erase this for the movie. Yeah, with all of our outtakes. Okay.
Remember your birthday? We did pinned a mustache on Henry Cavill.
Of course, it's my favorite game. It's still my favorite game. You kidding me? Okay. So, murder mysteries. Who gives a crap? Yeah. Reign Over Me looks like one of those. I don't know what this is, but it looks like one of those like Oscar Beatty type like dramatic films. I don't. Still, we're still in the. I have no idea what.
Just because of that.
Yeah. F tier. Get out of here, you goose. And then the next one is That's My Boy. I've seen enough about it to not want to ever see it.
F.
Do you know about it?
He plays as someone who, Adam Sandler is someone's dad.
Yes.
Who he cheated on his mother, right?
No.
He cheated on, not cheat on his mother, but he cheated, it's about the guy trying to connect with his dad, but his dad's shit, right?
Yeah, no, okay. we'll see if this makes it into the non-live stream version. It's about, this happens within the first 10 minutes. I turned it off immediately. A boy in school, 10 years old.
The teacher shit.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so he has a child when he's like 10. And so now he's like trying to connect with his dad who's barely that much older than him. It's the most disgusting thing I'd ever heard.
And apparently like it was very glorified. Like he was known as a legend for that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no.
That's a running joke with Adam Sandler movies. Is like, what is the stuff that your boomer parent would think is kind of epic? Let's make Adam Sandler do it.
That's why my mom loves him. What do you think?
Go. Okay, let's see here.
Then you can dress him up in anything. Adam Sandler is that person that like
he's a chameleon.
He's a chameleon. Yeah. No, just like our commentator said, if they walk by, like you probably have to do a second glance.
You're like, wow, is that somebody's boomer dad that says all the things you shouldn't say on TV?
That's Leo, the chameleon. No,
I didn't put Leo in here. That's a show though, right?
It's a movie. movie.
Dang it!
That's
like
whatever.
An idiot.
We could put that on C.
Stupid.
It's on C. Just for Bill Burr, it's a C.
Oh man, dude, I actually really wanted to watch it. There was a bunch of stuff I didn't get the chance to watch. And then there's The Do-Over, which is part of his like action hero shtick, where he was like, I'm gonna have a gun and shoot people and it's gonna be very cool, but I'm still gonna say silly stuff and scream at the top of my lungs. So
I think this might be like my mom's favorite. Isn't it the one where
I saw part of it. It was on Netflix.
He's a super spy who's trying to protect someone who's under are they under some sort of like identity like protection thing?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Or they're running away from a certain other loved one or something like that.
If anything, it has to be the dumbest reason possible. Like, it has to be the single stupidest thing you'd ever heard.
I just remember one scene that was shot here in Florida.
Oh, really?
I feel like I recognize a Florida home anywhere in which they were in the back, and like Adam is just. And like in the clip that I saw, he looked very professional, like shooting the damn pistol. Okay. But the thing is, he was shooting at an acrobat.
Oh, okay.
So it felt like a cartoon. He was like, and the guy was like doing flips.
It's like a cartoon. Like, he's like moving like his rib cage,
and like shit like that. It's like, what is going on here?
Oh God, the thing that's incredible about shooting in Florida is that apparently if you have tax write-off anywhere else, it's cheaper to build whatever was in Florida in Georgia and film there instead of just filming in Florida. It is infuriating. Please bring film to Florida, God.
There was that I think that recent crocodile movie.
Oh yeah.
That was said to be shot in Florida wasn't actually shot in Florida. It was actually, like you said, in Georgia.
You don't need to pay for a crocodile wrangler. They're walking the street.
They're right outside here.
They're knocking on our door as we speak. Okay. The next one is The Week Of. I have no idea what that is.
I have no clue.
Yeah, it's a Netflix one.
Nah.
F tier. Get out of here. Oh, The Do-Overs. Do you have any idea? C tier maybe?
You know what? For my mom, let's put it C.
Okay.
She's gonna see this and be like, "Why wasn't it higher?"
How dare you? You are so not invited to my bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah. So, what do you think? What do you think about that? On name alone.
That's way too long.
Yeah, no, F tier on name alone.
Does it say anything about like Adam Sandler in it?
No, it's just a big writing on a book or a post-it or something.
Next.
No,
I would not. I would not.
We're finishing it off. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it on Don't Watch. This one's called Sandy. Oh God, what does that even say?
I feel like I recognize that poster.
Yeah, it does look familiar. Sandy Lee Wrestler. What does that even say?
What?
I don't even know. Okay, now I feel silly that I didn't actually write down the names of these.
You know what? No, just for that, put it on F. No, how dare you?
Have a readable title.
Yeah.
This silly movie.
They taught us in school to like, make it comprehensible, usable.
And speaking of which, this one's called, I think it's like Menovich or something. It still has a terribly small title.
Put F.
It's another F.
F. Just for making me mad. Get out of here. You soured my day.
Okay. Now on to stuff we've actually seen.
Yay!
Okay, so we're gonna start off with everyone's favorite and the one that we've talked about already. Let me move us, which is 50 First Dates. What do you think about 50 First Dates?
I like 50 First Dates.
The premise is horrifying.
It's a little horrifying,
and honestly terrible if you're Drew Barrymore.
I was just thinking, like, morally, I don't know if I could be Adam Sandler in this.
I couldn't be Adam Sandler in any of these if I had any morality.
I don't want to be Adam Sandler.
Are you kidding me? He at least punches like a person a movie. So yeah, but I agree that it's weird. It's a weird feeling rewatching, but like for its time, it is. And that's the thing with a lot of his movies is for the time, but that one in particular is just really cute, and it has that romantic. That's the thing that's so funny about rom-coms, and why I think that like it gets away with it is that rom-coms can make people do the worst things imaginable, but you excuse it because it's like, oh well, it's cute, and the movie told me they love each other. Like there's no ambiguity about it. They do love each other, so it's fine. I swear.
And this one though, how can I say this? Where my mind goes, I know Adam personally. I feel like if
he's the one that leaked the specs for the camera to us.
He's the one who gave it to us. He was like, "Can you believe it? They're giving it to me."
He was like, "You, Alan Daniels, have this special."
And it was a picture exactly kind of like the one that we had in the thumbnail. It was him pointing at it. But no. It's so this is what goes through my head is that like, how can I say, the thought of falling in love again and just re-falling in love day after day after day. Cute, it's super romantic, super cute, as you said.
Yeah.
But when it's in the, I want to say, when it's in the someone else's, would it be fair to say in someone else's benefit or in someone else's detriment?
Yeah.
Where she has a, you know, it feels like they're taking advantage of a problem that she has, you know?
Where
like she can't remember anything. And I'm also thinking like, all these dates couldn't have been perfect. You know, this is like after the credits, right?
Sure.
So I'm imagining like the would it be a weird mental harm if he went and like full on like Billy Madison on her? So you're like just like screaming at her and whatnot, and then she forgets about it.
I feel like that
can't be good for your brain, even if you forget about it.
There was one, I swear, where he did something where it's just like it was really bad, and it's like, well, you won't remember tomorrow. And it's like, don't like that. No.
Yeah, that's what I mean,
good.
and like that's. I'm pretty sure they. Yeah, no.
Sure.
That's the one thing. But go on, sorry.
Well, but that's also the thing is that they show in the movie that like because they had been doing this so much, she started like drawing paintings and stuff, and so she did remember him. So yeah, she probably remembered, like deep down, remembered that
there was a little bit of a link.
Too.
Yeah.
But fun fact for you in the audience, doesn't exist. That's not an actual thing. That version of amnesia does not exist.
Nope, sorry.
But anterograde amnesia, I think, does exist, which is you can't create new memories, but it's not that you repeat the same day every day kind of thing.
That one's a little bit scarier, different.
They're both scary. I hate it. They're both awful.
Yeah, no, that's
the thing that my brothers brought up as probably the most horrific element is that she did give birth. So she woke up several days being like a body horrored that she has a big tummy, as well as like 1, maybe 2 days that she was in labor and had to just be like, what's going on?
Imagine waking up uncomfortable. And you don't know why.
I do that every day. No, I'm sorry, you set that right up.
Until like you realize, oh my God, that's right. With who?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, no.
Terrifying.
And the whole family. But you remember how it ended.
It's so cute. They have a VHS tape.
VHS tape. She wakes up to every morning. Yeah. All the good parts. Only good parts.
Yep.
Only good. Notice that tape was only a minute long. Only the good parts. But like, I don't know. At least they were like in the glaciers or something like that. I'm sure they were sailing away. It was nice.
It was very cute. And it could only exist in a movie.
Yep. And concept alone, I would give it I would say an A, but thought probably a D.
I know, right? Like I want to give it an S tier because it is just like one of his best movies, but it is just the premise is so weird. So could we settle on maybe B? Wait, sorry. Okay.
We can do P.
We'll do B. We'll do B. That's a firm handshake.
We got to do B. I mean, we're talking about Adam. We're
talking about Adam. Talking about our guy Adam. Okay, next one is anger management. What do we think about anger management?
This one kind of made me mad, especially at the ending.
It made you angry for management?
Right?
Yeah.
Because like, how can I say this? Adam is suffering the entire time in this.
Yeah. It's so infuriating to me. I already think that Jack Nicholson is kind of annoying.
Oh
but
my God, yeah.
Dude,
he plays it way too well.
Well, the thing that I find so funny is that there's like 2 movies that have given me like advanced anxiety, which is Uncut Gems, which we'll talk about, and Whiplash. And then watching this, I'm like, dude, it's getting up there. I am furious.
Was it the bridge scene where you stopped the car?
Yes. God, no.
No, the thing that made me mad about it is like, how can I say? In all of Adam's,
and by the way, I didn't finish it. Like you can spoil it, but I was infuriated too much.
You're gonna get even madder.
Okay.
So in all of Adam's movies, he's dealing with something, and he gets in some sort of way either comeuppance or something nice to him, right? Like how can I say? Like in where was the one? We'll talk about it later. Either way, in this one, in the end. This entire movie, he's being shitted on. He's trying to be patient.
Yeah.
At the end, he reconnects with her, and she tells him, "It's like, oh yeah, you don't have anger management issues. All of this you had to go through."
I remember hearing about this.
And it was in the center of a baseball stadium, so everyone fucking like his business becomes everyone's, and I was like, there is. God. What I couldn't understand what was the moral behind it all to do this to this man.
Well, there's got to be something about Adam Sandler movies that are just it's like watching The Office or something like that, where it's like it's for a specific type of person. I wouldn't compare it to The Office, but I'm saying that like you need to be ready for some sort of cringe or something to happen. And I just can't get behind most of them just because they're like, how do we just ruin someone's life and like film it in such a way that you're supposed to laugh, but if you have any shred of dignity, you're like, what this is awful.
That's what I mean. Like it's funny.
Yeah.
But like during that scene, I don't know if you've seen it, but like Adam is like serious.
Yeah,
he's
of course.
He's like, why do you do this to me? Why? And you're just like,
But I mean it's incredible. It's incredible that they could make an entire movie like that.
It made you feel some type of way. So I would say this is like a B.
I'd definitely give it a B. Yeah, I think from what I saw, it is very good at what it sets out to do, which is make you furious.
Okay.
Now I think we're entering what I would call the saga of TBS comedies, which are comedies that show up on the TV in the background at a hair salon or something, wherever you're just like, cool, I'm just kind of doing something. I'm doing my taxes. I'm at the IRS and they put it up on the screen or whatever. And so I really, and John Camacho just said, I'm curious where Leo's going to land. I'm so sorry. I didn't see it and I didn't put it on the list.
Leo's a C. Leo's a C.
Is it? I mean, Bill Burr.
I like Bill Burr. I like that it was Adam. Like his entire thing was like, oh, I'm old. I want to escape here, but these kids need me. These kids need me.
They just recorded him talking. That sounds like a thing he would say.
He how can I say this? He was just ranting inside of a closet with a microphone.
Yeah.
About these kids. How do I reach these kids? How do I reach these kids? Yeah. And then Bill Burr just ruins it because he's trying to be like him. But Bill Burr's like, you know, Tommy doesn't even like you. He said you're ugly. And second period, like shit like that. It's like, oh, come on, Bill.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen anything that Bill Burr's in that I didn't like.
He makes everything good. He's feel. So good. I love him.
So I would give that. I'd bump it up to B just for Bill Burr.
You know what? B for Bill Burr.
B for Bill Burr. If anybody else comes in the chat and asks, we'll let you know about Leo.
Thank you for mentioning Leo.
Yeah, and also thank you, John. Yeah, the stream is just stuttering. We'll re-upload this as a separate video if my recording goes well, which I hope so. But yeah, so now we're moving into what I would call the CBS, TBS, ABC, NPR level comedies. They just put them up on the TV. They're kind of annoying, but they're the kind of thing that they can broadcast generally and be like, wow, I remember that. I remember seeing that.
It's old enough and it's how can I say, it's public enough. I want to say, like, who hasn't heard of these classics here coming up? So
the first one is Big Papa, Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
What do we think about Daddy? The thing that I'm gonna say, fun trivia, is that usually in these kind of movies they need to hire twins because there are laws that children are only supposed to be acting a certain amount of time. They need breaks. They're little babies. It's okay. So they hired twins to play the child, and that is Cole and Dylan Sprouse from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Oh, for real?
That's them.
Oh, dude, I would have never known.
Isn't that crazy? And that's why there are a lot of
How did they not have PTSD working with that?
That's why Dylan Sprouse doesn't act anymore. That's why Cole Sprouse is only in edgy stuff and Dylan Sprouse doesn't act anymore.
Oh, no, Adam, what the fuck?
I'm kidding. But Big Daddy I thought was fine. It's the quintessential, okay, I'm here with a child or something and we do hijinks and we say things we shouldn't say and we order pizza for dinner.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
I really don't like Dan Schneider.
Dan Schneider?
What's his name?
Dan Schneider is the Nickelodeon.
Oh no! That has nothing to do with this.
Dude, I don't like him either.
Who's the other guy?
You know, if I'm being honest, I don't like Dan Schneider either.
What was his name?
His name is Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider.
Another 3-letter name. Dude, that's so funny. What
another
a perfect...
Schneider.
I don't like the guy either. Rob Schneider has fallen off because Real Rob. Do you ever see that show?
It's one of those things where I heard how bad it was and I saw the first couple minutes of the episode and no, I don't.
It's exactly to me the kind of like it goes like full circle twice where it's like him pretending to be like a schlubby kind of like Curb Your Enthusiasm kind of guy, but in such a way where his like the message of the episode is so terrible that first of all he's trying to be a schlub, so it comes all the way back around. But then for anybody that has any sense of comedy, it comes back around to being like, but all of the jokes don't land, so it's not even funny. So it's only funny if you're looking at it in some sort of Dadaism, like existentially comedic thing, because this guy went through the effort of making such a terrible show.
Oh no.
Not worth watching more than a couple episodes, but my God, it is horrible. So yeah, Rob Schneider, I was like, you're fine, you're in the background of stuff, but now I'm like, bro.
He puts funny accents and that's it.
Yeah,
and the accents are not even funny. It's
you
like,
can
bro,
do
like,
it, he said. Yeah,
that's it. It's like, dude, shut up, shut up, shut up.
And he turned into a girl in that one movie. Was that Hot Chicks? Or
I don't know.
He turns into everything. He was also Deuce Bigelow.
He turned into a stapler.
Rob Schneider is a stapler.
I love that.
So stupid.
Sorry, I didn't mean
Big Daddy. What's your opinion on Big Daddy?
I hate Dan Schneider. That's what it did. No, so knowing this now is pretty cool. I feel like, how can I say, the idea of I'm trying to I haven't seen this one recently. How does the kid come about? Is it his?
I'm pretty sure it's his, yeah.
And that's the entire like thing, right? He's just raising this kid who he's like, I don't even know if it's mine, but raising him in like the wrong way, and all this other stuff. Man, I'll be honest, just because I don't remember much of it, I'm gonna give it a C. What would you think?
That's what I think about all of these ones, is they're so middle of the road. I would either give them a C or like a low B, but I think C is kind of where they live. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's just put it on C.
Big Daddy is a movie.
I remember
it is one of the movies of all time. Yeah. Now, the next one, which is the quintessential, I think this is the one that put Adam Sandler kind of on the map, which is Billy Madison.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. Billy Madison. This is where somebody said it funny. Yeah. It's like, he's just trying to speed run through fucking school, through preschool and shit like that and whatnot. But he's
speed running school.
He just started to speed run school, but like he was born into a wealthy like family.
Yeah.
He's trying to inherit his dad's I forgot what it was. It was a chain of some sort.
Yeah, he gets some sort of inheritance, I remember, but he needs a certain degree of education.
This movie falls into one of the categories that I feel like I never appreciated, and that is the, how can I say it? The only movie that did it right was Cusco's New Groove, or not New Groove.
Emperor's New Groove.
Emperor's New Groove, that one.
Yeah, sure.
Where like spoiled brat gets like their comeuppance in like one of the worst ways ever.
Sure.
And this one he has to like almost in a way relive all of embarrassing like school, how embarrassing school is, and like dealing with all this. I remember the teacher scene, the swan.
I forgot what it was like. That is the single stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. May God have mercy on your soul.
I think it was the dean from one of the schools saying that. No,
or something. I for some reason remember it was a game show. I don't know why, but they were in some sort of classroom.
That is stupid.
So good. That's good. That's the thing that like that and like Happy Gilmore had a really good time, like, or Happy Madison. No, Happy Gilmore. Happy Madison is the name of the company, I think. That Happy Gilmore did also is that there's just a lot of really fun characters that show up and say really dumb stuff, and you're like, this is great. Like, that's the major benefit I feel of a lot of Adam Sandler's movies is the ensemble, because he's this everyman, blank slate of like Scooby Dooby Doo or whatever he says, and then that's it. You're just waiting for him for something to happen, and then he screams. Yeah, and that's about it. So
that's about it.
John Camacho has said there were an unusual number of movies with the premise of why do I have a kid? What do I do now? And they're all so weird. And I agree. Yeah, that's the Big Daddy is one of those.
How can I say this? What was going on back then,
dude? Similarly to now, when there's a guy with a bow and arrow. Now we're gonna make 8 bow and arrow movies, or like there's a ship. We're gonna make a bunch of pirate movies. I feel like it's that where it's like, okay, well,
they saw Baby's Day Out, and everyone's like, we need a baby movie.
The guy made it. What's his name? Oh God, John Landis made this. We gotta make it. Gotta make it. Similarly, there are in Hollywood. Apparently, what happens is that a lot of the script writers know each other. So a script goes around, and there's a script idea, and then people are like, "Oh, I could do that," and like, not I could do that in like, "Oh, let me steal that." It's like, "Oh, well, I kind of have an idea, and it's different enough."
Babies are big this time, so let's make a baby movie.
Yeah, as well as Quisado said, Rob Schneider also sucks, and there's no mistake.
Thank you for the backup.
Yeah, he just sucks in a different way.
No, absolutely.
So, yeah. So Billy Madison, I'd put in like at least A tier, right? Like it's funny.
At the least B. At the least,
I would bump it to A. I would add the little plus.
The only thing that's add the plus for sure.
Yeah.
The only thing that's keeping it at a B for me, one, I don't remember too much about it, and two,
Sure.
The whole thing about like, I don't know, spoiled brat. The whole dilemma thing is like to me.
It's definitely another one of those. Okay, there's a guy, and just horrible, annoying things are happening to him, and so if you're okay with that premise, you'll be fine. Kind of thing. Yeah. Moving on to one of everyone's Quincy. Did everyone remember? I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Good old Chuck and Larry.
Do you remember that? I think Rob Schneider did a racist caricature of a person in that movie. I feel like somebody did some sort of...
from my brain, so I don't know.
I swear I remember somebody doing a very not great accent.
He's been very close to doing blackface, I'm sure.
He probably has. Are you kidding me? He probably has, at the very least, done some sort of, like racial not okay face.
Can somebody investigate this guy?
Actually, no. We didn't talk about it. Now we have a Rob Schneider subplot going.
Oh, here we go.
Because 50 First Dates. Do you remember him in that movie?
He was in it.
He plays like a Samoan character.
He had the weird eye. No, he had the
He plays a dude who's like has had a million surgeries or something, and had a whole bunch of he had like a weird eye. One of his eyes was white, but that was the whole. His character was meant to be like a weird caricature, but I'm pretty sure he was supposed to be some sort of Samoan, and so it's
they just
don't do it. Don't do that.
I don't know, man. Funny action and not even whatever. This guy sucks.
Yep. Oh wow. Ligma Zeus says a YouTuber Creekcraft is live with Adam Sandler, and that's us.
Right now?
Dude, wait, are we serious? Wait, no, I think they meant Creekcraft is us. Wait, is that a different thing? Is there another person that's live with Adam Sandler right now as we talk about it?
We have Adam Sandler in our studio.
Dude, no,
we
summoned him. We summoned Adam Sandler to the internet through the vapors because we're talking about Billy Madison, and I'm now
talking shit about airheads.
I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry has summoned him.
Chuck and Larry was the one where the two firefighters they get married due to some exploit thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's one.
It was one of those if you're married, then you don't need to do something. I feel like there was some loophole that if you're married, you don't need this or that. Yeah. And so well, we can pull that loophole by just getting gay married. And so the entire thing was a vehicle to say a bunch of horrible homophobic things.
Yeah.
From what I remember, it's been a bit.
Wasn't there a part where Adam learns a lesson?
Really? In one of these movies?
Wasn't there a part where Adam goes maybe this whole marriage thing and how we treat the people who are trying to get married is fucked or anything?
I feel like that's in there somewhere. Yeah.
There was oh man. There was this movie which Adam Sandler dresses as Dracula, and he's at a drag show with a couple of other of his friends, and people are harassing them. And he comes and is nah, these are people, they're cool and whatnot. And he fucking punches the guy in the face.
I told you, he punches one person per movie, per capita.
Yeah. All these Adam Sandlers are getting lost. How many hours have we been talking about this guy?
Literally one.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
No, I'm not pronouncing Chuck and Larry. Is one of the many movies that I don't think aged super great just because of some of the comedy. But... I mean, I put it in D, maybe. Yeah. I feel like it's one of those TBS comedies, but I don't think they even put those up anymore.
Yeah, no, I think it's D. I think it's D.
Yeah.
Because the humor in it is it's shit, but it's I don't know. I don't think he does it on purpose. Does he do it on purpose? Does he? I want to know if he's the type that he gets handed a script and goes All right, and just says stuff. I don't know.
You know, you said, does he do it on purpose? And I was going to say, does Quentin Tarantino put feet pics in all of his movies? And you know, I don't know if Quentin Tarantino does it on purpose.
Quentin Tarantino has written and said awful shit in his film.
I'm very curious if it is.
But he's playing as an awful person in some of these.
No, but I mean, the feet pics part is very...
Oh, the feet stuff.
He's got full control over the feet pics.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. There's going to be a documentary made about him.
Oh, yeah. God. Between the toes, it'll be called.
Between the toes, yeah.
I feel like Adam Sandler probably... It's like that when you get comfortable doing something for so long that it's just like, okay, well, we'll rest on our laurels, we'll do this, what if I did the same brand of comedy I have, but here's it, like when you're doing improv and somebody's like, say a word, gay married, okay, I'll make a movie about it.
I guess I have to now, yeah. Damn, okay,
We have some good comments, which is, John Camacho says, it's 10 p.m. and do you know where your kids are? Was a campaign back then. I don't know what's going on.
It had Adam Sandler. I know where your kids are. You gotta get it from me.
Yeah. And then Quesado said, do you remember Rob Schneider did a racist caricature? Do you have any idea how little that narrows things down?
What movie?
I mean, anytime he puts on an accent, it is, I swear he was walking in the streets and being like, oh, that sounds funny. I'll take that. I don't know what culture it's from, but I'll ruin it.
Yeah, no.
Awful.
Something about him just makes me want to scrub my tongue with a GoDaddy. What is it called? Those daddy scrubs.
GoDaddy, yeah, the Scrub Daddy.
The Scrub Daddy, yeah.
Dude, that is a perfect product. Okay.
This is what I want to do to him.
Here we go. You want to click him?
I want to click him away from existence.
You're gonna give him a big click?
Give him the big click.
So what do you think about click?
Click. And I hate to be this person. It's like, yeah, we're in an hour mark and we're already gonna, I'm gonna say it's an S.
I'm conflicted.
It's my S
for personal reasons. Because I hate the fact that we talked about, Adam Sandler has this oeuvre as this artiste, this auteur, and all of his stuff is just how terrible things happen to people, which I hate. I hate that somebody's just miserable and miserable things keep happening to him. But this is the kind of movie that it works so perfectly because he is a self-obsessed dickhead that just wants, things. And so he's okay with just putting his life on autopilot, and it actually has a plot. And to me, I hated it because it's just so sad. Yeah. It is the saddest thing. And I'm like, at the time, I had come to Adam Sandler movies to be like, yeah, the movies are like horribly masochistic. Yeah. But I think that they're kind of fun. And then this one, I was like, I don't feel good. I don't feel good at the end of this one.
Has he realized what's happening?
Christopher Walken, why would you do this to him?
He kind of tricked his ass. He didn't tell him like what was going to happen or anything.
Which, monkey's paw wish.
It's part of the whole story. Yeah.
So for me, I personally really don't like the movie just because I think that it's not funny to me, any of it.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
It's just a drama, and they pretend like, oh, he's fat now, isn't that funny? I'm like, no, that sucks. No. That's getting older.
The only funny part was the skin flap bit.
That is fair. Yeah.
But no, I think what I liked so much about this one is that at first, I was like, oh my God, who doesn't want that?
Sure.
Are you serious? That is so good. It's a sad movie because it makes you sad based on a cool idea, I feel. Because like he's going through this, I want to say the stereotypical like man thoughts where oh, I have to go through this with my wife and this thing with my kids and work. Sure. And then like to the point where like he's skipping through sex and you're supposed to enjoy that, my guy.
Well, yeah, it is one of those for me, it's unempathizable. I don't really dislike a lot of those moments. I can just sit there and vibe, and I don't mind it.
Gotcha.
For that, I understand it. It's just, it is one of those movies where I got to give it to him. I'm like, I think that this deserves S tier just because it's a good movie on its own right for the premise.
I was gonna meet you in the middle for C.
Yeah. No, I'd give it S.
Give it S. Okay.
As well as John Camacho has said, you are literally referencing Chuck and Larry when you say the Dracula dress up thing. So you're right.
Isn't it Chuck and Larry?
According to John.
So he learned something. He's like, hey, no, this is kind of bullshit how we treat these people in this community.
Yeah,
and he punches the motherfucker. Okay. So that's the. I don't know why, but him dressed as Dracula is stupid.
Really? You say?
Especially because like it's a premonition coming up for the other movies.
It was a teaser for his next movie.
Also, I want to say that this is the point in time where we start seeing more serious Adam stuff.
I agree. Yeah.
I feel like I don't know how many serious movies he's had before this one, but this is where maybe he can be a serious talent.
I agree.
And not just someone screaming and then like, oh, now I'm screaming, but I'm sad. And like, he's like,
that's a good impression. You're really good at impressions.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, God. Okay.
Do impressions of awful people.
But speaking of impressions or someone playing multiple characters, let's talk about 8 Crazy Nights.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about 8 Crazy Nights, my dude. You kidding me about 8 Crazy Nights, my dude?
One and only 8 Crazy, the one and only musical by Adam Sandler.
Yep.
That I thoroughly enjoy. I think this is one of those movies that if you were to grab it and remake it scene by scene with people, it could work.
I don't know. I think that so many cartoons only work because of how cartoonishly terrible things can be, and this is one of those where like the animation's really good.
Oh yeah,
like surprisingly.
It lost money, I'm sure.
Yeah, sure, totally.
Yeah.
Or they squeezed a lot of people to do it. But like, I don't think you can make a deer eat shit like that in real life, dude.
No, it was that or like how can I say putting someone and sliding them down the hill in the porta potty. The scene that sticks out the most to me for some reason is they're at the building with I forgot what building it was. Either way,
I know what you mean, like a shopping mall.
It was like it wasn't the shopping mall. It was like a dinner place area.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
Like, bum, bitty, 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 bum, bum. And like the guy is shirtless.
I swear that has to be some sort of like that has to be from something else, like in history.
Yeah.
But it was popularized from that one moment in that movie.
I thought it was so funny. It's like, what is this shirtless funny like this funny ass man doing this? Like, but he sings so well,
dude. It is. No,
he
it's
looks
great.
So funny doing his shirtless.
So good. Yeah, I would give it. I would give it like at least A or S, just because it
is an A.
What is the name of the character, the short with the bald head? What is his name?
Whitey.
Yes, yeah.
He was also in Happy Madison, I think.
Was he in Happy Madison?
Or which the one with the I think sorry, there's 2 Happy movies.
Happy Gilmore?
Happy Gilmore. He was also the basketball referee in that too.
Oh.
It's the same guy.
That's so silly.
I don't know if he does the voice though, or has like the big foot and 3 feet tall and everything, but it's the same guy.
That's not only is it just so silly and so terrible, like the things that happen are just so crazy.
Yeah.
But like the very ending is so tender that when I saw it in theaters as a child, cried. I was like, this is so nice that all these people like this guy. It's straight up like, what was it? It's a Wonderful Life kind of thing, but like done for someone that is genuinely very wholesomely trying every day, and people just like are awful to him. So I think I liked it a lot.
The fact that it keeps on like the one time he actually tries to do right, doesn't his trailer burn down?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Like his camper burns down, and as he's trying to do the right thing, he saves the letter from mom in that scene. I remember. Yeah. What else? But no, I feel like you can recreate this movie for sure.
I'm sure.
I like it.
Play it as a straight drama, probably.
Oh, as a straight drama. The mall scene as well, with all like the brands talking to him and whatnot.
So good.
I like it. I like the movie.
I liked it a lot. We have a couple of comments as I put this into, what are we saying, A or S?
A.
Yeah, I agree.
I think A.
I think A is deserving of A. These are the movies worth watching, including the one about his dog.
I don't care who you are. If you have someone eating doo-doo feces in your movie, I think you go down.
You went all the way. It's like what was it? Leo eating that fish, and getting mauled by a bear. It's worth it.
Can you believe that he refused to eat the fish, but he would fucking fight that bear?
So silly. We got some comments. S rank, yes, I would absolutely agree. It reminds me of Yes Man, but with sad. So it's a sad Yes Man.
A sad Yes
Click,
Man.
and I agree. Yeah, no, definitely. It has that energy. And
especially
I
don't know why, but Adam Sandler in his deathbed when he's like laying there, he's just sitting there arguing with his kids.
So good. And then John also said the reference to Fiddler on the Roof, I think. Oh, Bom Bitty 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 Bom Bom. I remember.
Fiddler from the Roof?
I was in Fiddler on the Roof in high school, and I forgot that's straight up a thing. Yeah, that's a dance in Fiddler on the Roof.
I thought it's like, oh, this must be something like I don't know. This must be like a Hanukkah song.
No, it might be. And then Quisato said, Click starts off as a wish fulfillment movie and then takes a hard turn into existential horror and tragedy. I agree. I agree, yeah. Especially because his wish fulfillment is that he just wants a raise so that he can, like, provide for his kids, but his boss is horrible.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's... Hold on. What made him go and want a universal remote anyways?
It was literally so that he could, do all the silly things. Oh, somebody's like, lecturing me so I can mute them and like those elements. But I think it was straight up because he wanted to skip to his raise. Yeah. But I think that it's straight up, he just went into Bed Bath & Beyond, which by the way...
I forgot it was a Bed Bath & Beyond.
We haven't talked about the product placement in these fucking things. Holy shit, I forgot about the fucking Bed Bath & Beyond. So like in particular... Christopher Walken's just chilling there in the Beyond section, and he's like, I can't do a Christopher Walken. I was so close. I was like, am I gonna do? I'm not gonna do it.
Come on,
but yeah, he's just like, here's a remote that does these things. Get out of here, you scamp. And then that's it. Like, I don't think that it was directly.
He doesn't explain to him who he is or anything, does he?
No, but I think he says his name. I remember he did have a name.
My name is God. and like that's it.
I was just waiting for you to do one. God, that's great. Reference for the roof. I think my memory is that the movie is fairly fuzzy. Oh yeah, John is just saying. He's like, I don't know super well my memory of the movie. But yeah, I think that going back to 8 Crazy Nights, pretty good time.
I enjoyed 8 Crazy Nights. I love that film.
I'd say that we'd cut off at maybe at the B tier. Is like B tier and above is worth like giving another watch if you haven't seen it.
When I saw it as a kid, and I couldn't believe that they showed 3 titties animated. And I was like, whoa, you can do that? And then like I was blown away.
Oh my god,
there's a lot of quirky stuff in that film. I like it.
And that's what I mean, is a lot of these are built on the ensemble. It's literally the characters. You remember the characters from that movie more so than you remember Adam Sandler from that movie. A lot of the time. Yeah. So much so that people like, they'll say a joke and they'll think it's from Happy Gilmore or Happy Madison or 50 First Dates or whatever, because you're just remembering the background character in all of his movies that kind of blend together. Yeah.
I think the only quote that people really go for Adam Sandler is the Swan one, or it's like, stop looking at me, Swan, like that stupid one, or
well, 8 Crazy Nights is like full of his quotes, but like in like Waterboy, there's a couple.
But your point of everyone quotes the people around him, not him.
Yeah,
that's a really good observation.
Yeah. As we keep going, we have, and I need to keep moving our little camera.
We got the funny people. He's so funny when he went on stage. I like when they were playing the I forgot if it was VHS footage, but it was him and I think another comedian when they were like young kids. And just prank calling people and whatnot. I don't know. I think seeing a little bit of human side of stuff like that is really cool.
This is the one with the cancer, right?
This is the one where
So I only watched the first half of this just because I was like, I don't know if I want to deal with all that, but it is funny. It is like, it has a good amount of that dry humor that I like that you don't see. This was in that era of like, oh, he's actually kind of serious, because everybody was like, oh, an Adam Sandler comedy, and then you go see and you're like, oh, this is kind of tough.
I want to say that I saw this movie when I was in high school.
Yeah, same.
I walked in with my friend and thinking, it's like, oh, it's an Adam Sandler movie, and it's called Funny People. Right? So you walk in there and you see the first of all, it starts off with like the whole prank calling thing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then you start seeing like actual like other funny people, like what was his name? From Pineapple Express. He was there.
Wait, isn't Seth Rogen in it?
Seth Rogen is in it. Yeah, that's who I was talking about. From Superbad.
Jonah Hill?
I think.
Or
it was Jonah Hill.
Cera? No,
I'm pretty sure Jonah Hill was in. Yeah, Jonah Hill is in there. So I was thinking, it's like, oh, cool, comedy, and then they go into the cancer bit, and like it starts like seeping into his jokes like later on into the movie. I'm like, it is. This is one of those films where. He's more serious than funny, and I was legit confused in theaters.
Yeah,
one because like I wasn't as into cinema as I am now.
Sure.
But like I was just like,
it was like I went and saw Burn After Reading when I was in high school because it had Brad Pitt in it. I was like, I like Brad Pitt,
and the commercial was pretty funny. Him doing like the moves and whatnot, right? Yeah, no.
And then I'm not gonna spoil nothing, but like, my God, that movie is like, it's a dark comedy, and if you're not going in and knowing it's an absurdist like comedy of errors, you're just like, what is happening? So yeah, I think it's similar but like in a good way, where it's like you're not getting that. There's still a lot of funny stuff. It's just also pretty tough. And also, Quisado said that Christopher Walken's character in Click was something like Mort or Mortimer, that's a pretty good name.
Yeah, Mortimer. Like I like that.
The big reveal was that he was the Grim Reaper. There you go.
Oh, he was the Grim Reaper.
Okay, weird of you to be selling time remotes, but sure. Yeah, fair enough.
Honestly, no, I agree. Yeah. That's kind of like cheating. You're giving people like the early unlockables on your season pass death. What the fuck is your problem?
This is a demo. It was a demo. He brings him back at the end. He's like, it's fine. He's like, wow, I guess my life is fine.
That's the one thing in these Adam Sandler movies. That's the one. I feel like that's the one movie that we're like, hey, guess what? You learned your lesson. All those battle scars, everything you went through for nothing. No worries. Right next to what was it? I almost said angry people because that's how funny people.
Funny people. Anger management.
Anger management. Yeah. Like we're like, I don't know. I think it should have had a bad ending, where like you kind of just live here now. This is it.
I liked it. Like, I think that it gives you that element of like, okay, wow, I guess I do really cherish my life, even though I doubt he does. Like, no, it's Adam Sandler, so like he's probably not learned too much at the end. But like, I think the message is good in Click, where it has that element of like, okay, well, I gotta cherish the people around me and not try to skip stuff. And then probably he'll go and be like, oh, this is boring. I want to skip stuff again.
I want to skip shit again.
How do I mute this person again? There's parts of it that are good. If you could literally, that's the one thing that's crazy, is you technically can't turn off your eyes or ears.
Yeah.
Like, you can turn off your eyes. You can't turn off your nose or your ears. So like, if you could, that would be kind of nice to be able to mute stuff and just be like, cool, now I get to live here.
When he freezes his boss, just to fart down his mouth. Yeah. Remember that? He goes like, I taste like doodoo face. He's like, why does my face hurt? Because he also punched him.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
God.
Really good scenes in it.
Wasn't that David Hasselhoff?
That was David Hasselhoff, yes.
Hell
before SpongeBob, before his big SpongeBob fame.
His breakout role in SpongeBob. God. He got on Baywatch from SpongeBob.
Oh, dude, that's good for him. He deserves it.
And then Crusado said, funny people is Adam Sandler okay? The movie.
No, that comes later.
Oh, because it seemed like an autobiography, but his character is miserable. He's a miserable dickhead who doesn't learn his lesson by the end.
There's nothing funny about these people.
Yeah.
Nothing funny about these people.
It should have been called Sad People.
It should have been called Adam Sandler. And that's it.
Adam Sandler People.
Adam Sandler People.
Okay.
You know what? Just because of that, C.
You see? Really?
Okay. C, because it's an actual thoughtful, like, good message, just a good heart movie.
Sure.
A movie without ill intentions.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going. It's not doing anything like that. It's not pulling like how can I say?
I'd probably put it in B. I feel like the message alone is not the message, but like, I like him playing a more serious role that actually has some sort of message, or has some sort of like something you can think about.
I'm with you. Yeah, B. Okay. I would say B.
Okay. Moving it up to B. Cool. And what I mean, literally right here at the cutoff for C is stuff that like I would rewatch, you know? I'd give it, or like recommend to somebody. But here we go with the stuff I wouldn't recommend to nobody, which is Grown Ups. We'll start with Grown Ups 1. Let me move it in the order. There we go. But we're gonna start with Grown Ups 1. What do you think about Grown Ups 1?
Is that the one where they go to the camp?
Yes, that's where they have the campground.
Yeah, that's the only one I saw. The second one I haven't even seen. I'm gonna just tell you that now because I know. Because they solved everything in the first one. No,
it's literally them hanging out. I don't remember there being a conflict. There could have been. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure there was a conflict between not the four of them.
Like one of them and their wife or something, maybe.
Dude.
I can't believe Selma Hayek played his wife. Like what a. He always gets the most attractive people to play his wife, and I'm just like, is he just that funny that he could just like?
Doesn't he actually have like a actor wife?
Probably,
I forgot who it was.
But I just love in all of these movies, it's just like, he pulled a 10. It's fine.
Pulled 10. Yeah, miserable him with his basketball shorts and tank top.
Just screams. He's borderline abusive, if not actually abusive.
But he's so attractive. He's so confident. I don't know, something
and he's
about
so
him.
funny the way he says "do Doobie Doobie Doo. It's so funny. It's so fun. It's so funny to me. Grown Ups is exactly the type of genre that has become so popular with these comedians. I think you mentioned it earlier, which is the vacation movies.
Vacation films,
yeah. Where it is these people with so much money that they literally reach out to the grand whatever resort and say, hey, we want to make a movie about this and this. My name is Adam Sandler, and I will get at least 1 million eyes on this movie. Yeah. Would you like to participate? If you don't, we'll pick another resort. Oh, no, please, Adam, please come and spend your money here. Please. Love that. Yeah. And so this one in particular, especially, was like I feel like the prototype, like the alpha or beta stage of this idea, where it's like, can we make a movie of me and literally all of my comedian friends that we all came up together, where we do nothing but but riff, and that's it. That's the only thing we do.
The way you say it feels so ill, so like malicious. Like they did, like, how can we, like, obviously they didn't say, hey, how do we scam these people and get money off of them or anything like that. It was more like, hey, I have a funny little story. Let's get me and my buddies. I got this is more Jack and Jill. I got this cruise liner to accept us, and like we could shoot there for free. It's gonna be awesome. Open bar during shooting and shit like that, you know?
Yeah. Another perfect example of that is Paul Blart. The first Paul Blart movie is so nothing because he's a mall cop, and so they're in a mall, and so they incorporate literally every brand you could even imagine, and he tries to like thwart a heist of some sort. The second movie takes place at, I think it's like the MGM in Las Vegas, or one of the big hotels, for that exact reason, that they got in with a giant hotel and were able to comp like them and their crew hanging out in Las Vegas for like a couple weeks, and then just put that together, and like hopefully the footage comes out. That's about it.
With names like who did Paul Blart?
James something, Kevin James.
Yeah, with Kevin James and Adam Sandler, you're bound to like.
No, it is. They will make their money back. But for me as a viewer, I don't know. I guess that's just a part that I don't get, is because I'm coming to a movie to get something, not to watch Adam Sandler and his friends sit around and basically do a podcast. That's the thing. It feels like a multicam podcast. They recorded a couple different areas and had that's the thing. With the first Iron Man movie, apparently, I think Jon Favreau has gone on record saying that they had a script, but they straight up said like, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Ad-lib some stuff, whatever you think is funny, we'll put in there. And that's why like Robert Downey Jr. like really was just ad-libbing all of this like good content into the movie, good stuff in the movie. And I think that has become the main thing for so many of these comedians, because a lot of these comedian movies is they show up on set and they say a funny thing. What would be funny here? I don't think that's a bad idea. A lot of really funny stuff comes out of that. The entire Parks and Rec show is like that, and it's good. But for stuff like this, it basically feels like a podcast strung together by like, here's 5 things that we think would be funny that need to happen in the movie. Everything else is us dicking around.
Would you say it feels? Would you say it feels like they're like Adam was just hanging out with all of his friends and then being like, oh, the cameras are here, I can't believe, and like just started it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, seriously.
Take one and then like just continue on with the scene.
And that's like the funny thing.
If it feels like that, then that's where like, okay, then it is possibly like just a grab.
There are a couple scenes that, from what I remember, start in the middle of nothing. Like they're not even talking about anything. And
I just remember an overabundance of fart and poo-poo jokes.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, yeah, let's put in a fart joke. Let's put in a fart sound effect. What I remember is one of them says, I want to get wasted. And then the kid's just like, what does wasted mean? It's just like when you eat too much. It's like, I want to get chocolate wasted.
Yeah, it's like, shut up.
Okay, man.
You know, just for that, just because you said that, put it into haven't watched it, because that's what I want.
I wish I hadn't watched it.
But that's the new category. God. Put it there.
God. The one thing that I want to mention though before we move on, no, this actually comes up in Grown Ups too, so this makes sense. Okay, so we're putting
skip Grown Ups too.
I haven't watched it. I'm gonna put it in F just so if somebody tunes in, they'll get it. Now Grown Ups 2 is a lot of the same. This is when that actual idea of like, oh, we can all get together and do nothing and get paid, dope. And that's why a lot of these people have had those careers go on, like Rob Schneider and David Spade and Kevin James and Chris Rock.
I forgot about David Spade, dude.
Dude, right? He used to host the Video Game Awards. He was the first host.
That's right.
Yeah, on Spike TV.
Dude, oh my God. Is Spike even still up?
No, it might be. I
remember Spike.
I don't have cable.
Dude, who does? Who does?
As well as Joe Dirt. He was in Joe Dirt. Joe Dirt, I have a soft spot.
Joe Dirt, I also have a soft spot. I think it's the nuke full of doo-doo feces that falls on his head.
Now, Quisato mentioned something that I think is really good, which is that, have you ever heard of the podcast called The Worst Idea Ever?
No, it sounds good though. It sounds like a good idea.
It is. It's great. It is a podcast that Quisato mentions. He says, "Isn't there a podcast where the conceit is that the hosts watch Grown Ups or Grown Ups 2 every month forever, and review it or riff on it? It wasn't every month. It was every week." And it was Grown Ups 2, I think. And it was called The Worst Idea Ever, or The Worst Idea in the World. And that's all they did, and they slowly went insane over the course of several years. I think they stopped. I don't know if they still do that, but they got popular just from doing that.
That can't be good for your health.
I think they're dead. No, I'm kidding. I honestly, I hope they're not. They did do a sequel series with the McElroy brothers of the Adventure Zone fame called Till Death Do Us Blart. And they watch the Paul Blart movie, either Paul Blart 1 or 2, I don't remember, every Thanksgiving forever. And that's the idea. So I think they still do it.
These are silly, like, my family, I don't know why, but we love watching, for some reason, we love watching Chicken Run during Christmas. Is like, but Chicken Run is actually a good movie though.
Yeah.
Why would you?
Literally Jack and Jill, whatever. Call it anything.
No. These are the people that need the click button, so they can go back and be like, you know what? I shouldn't have wasted my time watching these. I could have enjoyed my time with my family at Christmas and not watching fucking Blart. You know?
Yeah, man.
Like, come on.
And I think that podcast is a genius idea for people that just need something. They're like, I want to make a podcast every week, and I need something to do that I can do over and over and over again. And you're not reliant on anything. So you're just like, here's literally the one movie. I will rewatch it every single week, and we will record the podcast, and that's it. And we'll see what happens and I would love to see the time lapse of that, like the first episode and the last episode, and see what happens. See how many in-jokes they now have.
I would like to be whoever keeps the pearly gates open or closed.
St. Peter.
And just be like, so you spent all this time doing this? It's like, guess what you're going to do in there? Guess what? That's what we do. We watch this shit.
Well, we noticed that you really enjoyed this movie. So
they open, it's a theater.
There it is, just for you. And then Quisato also said, there's some really good movies out there where most of the dialogue is actors getting an outline and improvising most of the lines. But they usually have more going on than just that. And I agree. And
so, how to say, that's where we come into like the types of actors that I feel like we're coming out with more.
Sure.
I'm really agreeing to what you said, where like people back in the day, they read the line, if they delivered it well. I'm talking about like back in the day, like Marlon Brando and shit like that, where the way he acts is like perfect and whatnot. But in reality, these people were just people.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing like people who are actually characters, and then just like, okay, let's use a little bit of your character. Like Robert Downey Jr. is a really good example, like you said. Who does the Blue Steel thing?
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller. I think Tropic Thunder is such a good movie because all of it is that. I agree. A lot of it is that. It's like, damn, these are genuinely funny people doing some stupid shit.
But that one in particular is really good because they all know exactly who they are.
Yes.
Where they come in knowing this is where I've slotted in Hollywood, and so I will lampoon it myself.
Yep.
And make it more fun for that reason.
And the entire thing is a big mockery of Hollywood itself, which I think is genius.
Yeah, it is awesome. So
that's Grown Ups too.
We didn't talk about it because it doesn't even require talking about. It is just like Grown Ups 1 but worse.
Don't watch it.
There we go. And I would say that Grown Ups 1 is kind of like a TBS movie where if it's on in the background and you turn it on or off every once in a while.
Give me one scene
a deer comes in and kicks him in the face while they're sleeping in a cabin.
No, you're thinking 8 Crazy Nights.
No, that also happens. It's a staple joke, you see. He does it every movie. Okay, the next one, I mean, at least we're coming up on some good nuggets, is Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
What do you think about Happy Gilmore?
The only movie to make golf interesting and funny.
That's fair.
The only movie to make golf anything interesting for me, really. Yeah. I think seeing Bob Barker, right?
Yes,
yelling at him is the funniest thing. I don't know why, but old people getting mad at young people for just them being themselves is like the funniest thing. Old man yelling at clouds type shit.
And that's where like the anger management movie even comes from, is that like the conceit is that he's just like an angry person and he would need anger management. And so that's why it's like, oh, well, let's make a movie just about that. But that's like part of his character. And so for him to like have to calm down because you'll get disqualified if you snap your club in half. So I think that was the premise is fun, and then a lot of the characters are really good. Shooter McGavin is like an entire I think people have made like fan accounts for him.
He's the guy with hair, right?
Yeah, he's the villain, like the asshole.
You go on with your saying. I think I've heard about this too.
No, just that I heard that they're making a sequel, and he just recently, the actor, made a tweet or whatever that shows Adam Sandler like looking all like walking down the street looking all schlubby, and he's just like, I can't lose to this guy twice. It's physically impossible. I can't do it. Yeah,
I like that. I feel like a lot of actors should do that. Just grab characters from their old movies and be like, I'm gonna start a Twitter account with this character and see what I can do.
The first guy that kind of did that, where they did a lot of stuff with their older stuff, I think was George Takei, where they were very aware of their place in pop culture. So would constantly put stuff about them.
That's cool.
Say like, oh my, and whatever.
I like that. I love it when they're in on the joke as well. But no, this one didn't this one pioneer his entire he has like a little production line. Happy Madison Productions or whatever. It's the old man. No, I think that's the one that started it all. No,
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, good story behind it too.
It's good. Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I personally liked it. I think this is the one. He didn't have any like any romances or anything like that.
He did. No, he had a romantic interest, but they barely did it.
But like, it wasn't like
it's in the background.
Yeah, it wasn't like like more like in a Happy. This is Madison, right?
Yes,
not like in Happy Gilmore where she was more prominent.
Or no, Billy Madison maybe.
Billy Madison.
But Happy Madison pretty much in the background. But it's assumed they'll get together. Yeah.
No, I enjoyed this one.
And then he had a sweet little granny who was put in I think Ben Stiller is in the movie too as the terrible like person that's in the nursing home, like abusing the old people. Yeah, because his grandma gets put in a nursing home, and then he is like terrible and awful to her, and then Happy Gilmore finds out about it, and then as they're checking her out of the place, he like kicks him out a window or something. Yeah, and he like falls on a car and breaks every bone in his body.
I didn't see that scene again. Damn.
Yeah, that I remember during his like I'm a terrible villain phase of his career for Ben Stiller.
Okay.
But yeah, Happy Gilmore is really good.
It's one of those where like if you're gonna recommend, you're new to Adam Sandler, you have to bring this one up always.
I'd put it an A. What do you think?
I would say an A as well. Just keep it at A.
Let's do it. A. That sounds about
we haven't put any A's.
Yeah, we have, but I mean,
we have, but the one S.
Yes, and well deserving. Now for let me put these in actual chronological order, but. We have the setting of Adam Sandler in cartoons. Please move. There we go. Okay, which is Hotel Transylvania. What do you think about Hotel Transylvania? I've only seen the first one.
I'm a huge fan of the series Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah.
Mostly. Okay, so this. How can I say this? Adam Sandler. He goes up to Netflix and he's like, "Hey, I have so much time." It's like let's make a couple of movies here. So in comes in these films. The studio wasn't big whatsoever. They were actually fairly cheap for when they first started this type of stuff.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if it's Illumination, but it's one of those.
I don't know, but when they first started, kind of small. So like the way that they were animating stuff wasn't like at a Disney peak, you know what I mean? Where humans like bend and stretch like humans or do anything like that.
It wasn't like photoreal.
It wasn't photoreal. it was more like, okay, this is CG and it has monsters in it. Let's just make it as cartoony as possible and as like unrealistic as possible.
Yeah.
And by unrealistic, I mean like when someone gets hit in the head, they go like, "Dong," and like their head just bounces like a million things a second.
Yeah.
That kind of like
Squash and stretch.
Looney Tunes slapstick. I just love about it.
I agree.
And in the first movie, super simple story. Daughter grows up. She's 118 now.
Whoa.
So and she wants to go out to the real world, but people just don't like vampires.
They just don't like quirky goth girls. I don't know what it is.
Oh my God. Something tells me if she went out, she would not be popular.
Yeah,
I would tell you that.
No one would
No
like
one
her.
would ever. No. But like, so she's trying to protect her and all this other stuff. There's you saw the first one, right? Where like his backstory with his wife. The second and third ones, that's when it starts becoming more like, okay, there's like, okay, we have the vacation one. We have the one where we go on the cruise.
Yes.
Okay, we have the ones like, oh my gosh, they're having kids. Again, another movie of how do we deal with kids and like stuff like that.
And that's a staple of him is like, let's put kids in the movie because the people that like his stuff now have kids, and so it's kind of you're keeping that audience as well as you're getting kids into Adam Sandler too.
The only thing that the only thing that is recognizable from these movies is the first one was the only one with a message really.
Yeah.
Where like Adam learns that like, oh yeah, people don't kill and murder monsters anymore. They actually they really like us. We're kind of cool to them, and maybe I shouldn't think of this one human as dumb as they they're pretty dumb. But like maybe he has a point. He has a point, where like not everything is as hateful or anything like that as it seems. But like I said, in all the other movies, that message is gone. This episode, Adam Sandler, Dracula needs to fall in love with Van Helsing's daughter.
Yeah. Doesn't one of them they turn into humans for some reason?
Yes. Yes, that was the third one. They turned into humans, and they're like, we need to get into it was a goo. It was like, Goosebumps, monster slime, monster blood, or whatever. It was like, it was Green Gak. He's like, oh, you're a human now, and then Green Gak again. Oh, you're okay, cool. You couldn't Gak me.
Sure.
It's stuff like that. I still like him because of the slapstick and animation.
No, I agree that this was, from what I remember, the first movie that did cartoon in 3D in a way that's like, oh my God, this looks like a cartoon in 3D because. It's funny, I was recently, and this is stupid, I was watching like a 2-hour-long video about the live-action Fairly Odd Parents movies.
Oh my God.
They're so bad. But he deliberately talks about how like they even did it better in the video games because they took the like silly, like their proportions are so silly, the Fairly Odd Parents, and so to put that in 3D, they just have these giant gaping puppet maws that make no sense. It's so weird. The Jimmy Timmy Power Hour is a nightmare just seeing Timmy there in 3D. And so similarly, that was kind of the state of the art. Was like, okay, we took this character and put their proportions in 3D and made them an object. If you rotated it 360 degrees, it would make sense physically. But for a cartoon, usually they see it from one side. So similarly with like the Scoob movie, the Scooby-Doo movie, that one's really good for the same reasons. And I think it's the same, it might be the same studio.
It has the Falcon in it. No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it does. It was fun.
And what was the name of the dog?
Green Dog.
Green Dino Dog?
You're right.
Dog.
That was his name.
There was a Harvey Birdman attorney at law episode with him, so that's why I kind of recognized the names.
John Camacho said, I think the Hotel Transylvania was the same Despicable Me animation studio, which is
Illumination. This is early Illumination then. No, they're really good in these films, I think.
And it was before, he mentioned it's before their big hit, which of course was Despicable Me and the Minions. But they took a big swing at like, well, let's do cartoon in 3D, and it's good.
I thought you were gonna say they took a big risk working with Adam Sandler. It's like, what?
They're like, just don't do a weird accent.
Please don't do a weird accent. Don't invite your friend. Which friend? You know the one. Don't invite them. All of them.
But especially, I love. He's just like, don't do a weird accent. He's like, what if I did one the whole time?
What if I did this? He's like, okay,
that just might work.
Hold on. Maybe we unpeak you a little bit. Maybe we can do this.
So I'd put the first one at least an A, and then maybe
first
the other
one
ones
A, I would say second one, because the second one is when they have kids. Yeah. That's B, and I don't like Monster Goo. Get Monster Goo out of here. That's a C.
That's C. That's fair. Descending order from A all the way down to C.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're rounding out. We're moving on to Jack and Jill.
Oh, so many people in the audience are like, God damn it, you had to bring this one up.
I'm gonna stop you there.
What?
How much do you love Jack and Jill? How much do you just love Jack and Jill?
Here's the thing about Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about the way he plays Jill. Mm-hmm. He seems so genuinely happy being Jill.
Yeah, right.
And so like this is like, how can I say? If I was Adam Sandler and I was like a huge fan of Robert De Niro or Al Pacino, sorry,
Al Pacino, yeah,
a huge fan of Al Pacino, I'd be like, what's the closest thing I can do to kiss him? And like, you know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute, I'm gonna write myself in as the twin. That's it. That's it. And like I'm gonna be a female twin, and like and from there I can get close to him.
I
love
like the idea that Grown-Ups was a reason for him to hang out with his friends and do nothing, and this is the reason for him to smooch on Al Pacino.
It 100% is, because he falls in love with Jill.
Dude, Al Pacino's a dirty bird. Like he's going for it. Oh my god.
This is where like, oh my god.
Oh, apparently John said that was wrong. It wasn't Illumination.
Who is it?
I don't know. Also, Quizzato said that apparently Gendy Tartakovsky was involved. The dude that did Samurai Jack and
Tartakovsky.
Dexter.
I recognize that name. Ooh.
Which makes a lot of sense. Dexter's Lab. It makes a lot of sense because like that animation style feels right.
Nice. No, I like that.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
We'll Google it later. If I do a video version, I'm not gonna put it in. I'm not gonna remember. But yeah, sorry. Back to Jack and Jill and him getting to smooch on.
No, he wanted to smooch him, and this is like one of the movies where I was like, oh my god, this is a commercial.
Oh,
when they were in the cruise ship and they were like, welcome to Royal Caribbean, and like the guys looking at the camera and doing this and like, ooh, drone shot of the entire ship and them having fun. Dude. It was a commercial. It was really bad.
That's really, now that you mentioned the drone shot and stuff, they probably spent so much time and effort on actually making just a straight up commercial where they're like, we already have drone pilots. We already have like professional film equipment.
Yeah, we have those shots. Let's get them. Yeah.
We'll film at least something that you would pay $100,000 for if you just comp all of our stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, wow, it's like a quid pro quo kind of thing.
And let's be honest, if you were Royal Caribbean and you were like, guys, in this trip, in this voyage, you're gonna be voyaging with one and only Adam Sandler. Yeah. Would you go to that?
I kind of would, honestly.
I kind of would too. It's like film, watch the whole film.
As long as when I said it is just like, who are you? It'd be like, come on, come on. It's like, oh, your name's Adam. Cool.
Your name's Adam? Cool.
What a cool guy.
Adam, that starts with an A.
And yeah, this is the most blatant, like, bro, you jumped the shark with how much product placement, because the entire idea,
Pepto,
from what I remember,
Duncan,
his character is an ad guy, from what I remember, a marketing person, and he's trying to secure Al Pacino, and so he's like, please have my sister. I hate her. Get her out of here. And so he does an ad called Dunkachino.
Yep.
And that, honestly, is stuck in my head. I hate it because I hate that movie, but that one commercial, I'm not kidding. I probably think about it at least once a month, and probably for the rest of my
Dunkachino.
If you want creamy goodness, I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend, dude. I remember. Dude, my heart hurts thinking about it. I hate this. I hate this so much.
I always felt it was nasty chugging that Pepto-Bismol.
Oh, dude.
How? How do you write that into his script?
Wait.
How do you make that into a character? That's so specific.
Well, you do it when you got $1 million riding on the line to include it.
I guess so.
Also, Jill gets kicked by a horse too. Everybody gets kicked by a horse in his movies.
They get kicked by some creature in four legs.
Paul Blart got kicked by a horse too in his movie. I remember because they showed the VFX breakdown of how they snapped him against a car after getting kicked.
VFX breakdown of Paul Blart.
Also, John has come back with the receipts. And
What's the
apparently,
receipts?
Illumination did do Despicable Me, but Sony did Hotel Transylvania, which I remember. Yeah,
they're not a small company then. Never mind. I take back what I said.
No, but I remember they were breaking into animation, and their first attempts were horrible, like really bad. And so nobody at the time.
I don't even remember their first attempts. Damn.
Yeah, I remember like Sony was like nobody liked them for animation, and then that came out, and they're like, "What?
Wait a minute.
Good thing now? Oh, now they make Across the Spider-Verse? What's going on?
Across the Spider-Verse. Oh, dude, that's right.
They do, yeah.
Yo, that's right.
Yeah.
Holy shit, they've gone up.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's crazy. So, Jack and Jill, got to put an S, right?
Yeah. S.
S right up. No, fuck that.
I saw your Mac stopped. It didn't want you to do it.
Like a screech. So now the next one is kind of divisive, which is Little Nicky. I've heard a lot of differing opinions on Little Nicky. What do you think about it?
I like the hell parts.
I agree.
I like the film.
I like the lore.
I like the sets in hell. I like that Satan is a middle-aged dad who's just trying to get it. What's the point of the movie? He's just trying to set his son straight, right?
So,
He's like,
I think that all is well.
Yeah.
Until, from what I remember, either Nicky. Okay, so he has two brothers. They're both dickhead that are trying to become the devil or like get control of hell. And so what they do is that they try to usurp the dad by taking something. I don't remember if there's a flask. There's something about a flask. And so they had to put someone had to go into the flask for some reason. And if they didn't, then the dad would disappear. And he slowly starts disintegrating over the movie to the point where he's literally a pair of lips by the end of the movie. They just wanted him to talk.
I'm imagining the picture from Back to the Future. Yeah. Just the devil in a picture, just lips just staying there. What the fuck? Give it a little
smirk, yeah. And yeah, so the entire movie, from what I remember, is just an opportunity to have Adam Sandler playing a weird little freak that's out in the world and makes really
awful friends.
Yes, yeah. I remember he does have a love interest, and he is finally feeling like all of his brothers are total assholes. Everybody in hell is an asshole except for him, because his mom is Reese Witherspoon, and she is also an angel. And so it's a really cute thing, a cute moment. And I think the movie is cute for its adventure qualities.
Do you remember why he talks like that?
No, did somebody punch him in the throat or something?
He was hit with a shovel.
So dumb.
When I was trying to, dude, let me tell you, I didn't see this movie, but I was trying to do the littlest bit of research.
Yeah.
Where apparently he was hit with a shovel that's why he has the voice.
Yeah.
The whole middle-aged dad thing. That and oh my god, Popeyes was big in this movie.
You're right.
Where there's an entire stupid scene of them in a bench. I don't even know what they were talking about.
Yeah.
But there's a bucket that says Popeyes family style wings, and it's dude, what is going on? Are we just? This is just a money grab now? Is this where the money stuff is coming from?
I remember he deliberately, during the ending of the movie, mentions, he's like, Popeye's fried chicken.
Popeye's fried chicken.
Yeah, I remember hearing that often. The punchline of the whole movie, I remember, is that they're doing a big battle against each other, and they're like, I'm so epic, I can do this. He's like, well, what about love? And then he sends out a bunch of flowers and stuff. He's like, you're stupid and dumb, and I think that's stupid, so I'm gonna kill everybody. And so he's gonna unleash hell on the world unless they find a way to fix it really quick. So he turns into a bat, and to combat that, he invites Ozzy Osbourne on the stage to bite the bat's head off. And it's punctuated by Rob Schneider saying, you can do it, Ozzy, bite his goddamn head off.
You know what? I'm glad I didn't see that. No.
I don't know how I feel about that, considering my feelings towards Rob Schneider now. But I think that this is the pinnacle of the TBS movies. Yeah. This is a movie that if you see on TV, it's whatever, but every once in a while you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. That's kind of fun.
There's this scene here. Watch this. Yeah, that.
So I personally would put it in B, but I think it's deserving of C or D. It does enough good.
You know what?
Okay.
Can we? The sets in hell really good.
That's fair.
There's a lot of effort behind this movie.
Sure.
There is effort.
Yeah. It's not him and a bunch of people literally on a campsite in the middle of nowhere.
There's effort. So I would say C.
Yeah, I agree.
See, you know what, little Nicky, you won me over.
You won me over.
You won me over.
I'll be charitable this time. You've won this time.
this time.
But now for Mr. Deeds, and Quisato has also mentioned that I think that Sony's first motion picture was Open Season or something like that.
Oh my god.
Super forgettable animated comedy, not great. And he said Sony Animation. Yeah, so it is technically Sony Animation. It's not Sony Studios. Because Sony Studios also owns Columbia Pictures.
Yeah.
And a couple other things. So yeah.
Is Open Season the movie with the bear played by Ice Cube?
Yes.
Okay.
From what I remember,
the only reason I know is because of Ice Cube. That's
the only reason I know is there was a PS2 game that people speedrun.
No way.
I think so. It's still like for some reason the PS2 game or one of the games like still lives on to this day.
Is it like for the speed running? Like is it the association that does like the donations and whatnot?
Oh, you're talking about the Games Done Quick?
Yeah, awesome Games Done Quick stuff. Is it part of that? Because that would be cool.
It might be. It probably is.
That would be cool.
I love when they do stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I when they grab something so bad, so awful, and then just make a good cause out of it.
Now, Mr. Deeds is another one of those kind of wish fulfillment kind of things. It's like, what if you had a gajillion dollar and a gross foot? And so his foot is like petrified for some reason. I remember that a lot.
You would get a fountain that does Hawaiian Punch.
Yeah, that was
that's
only two parts I remember about the movie is he meets also that one tennis player who's kind of like controversial.
There's a tennis player in it?
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, are you talking about Oh no, she was ice skating, not.
No, there's a guy who's like, I'm trying to remember the tennis player's name, but like he makes a bad influence on Mr. Deeds, as well as there's a bunch of like rich upper crust people that make fun of him, and so he like punches them or something. He literally assaults them, and one of them says, "I think I shat myself." I remember he was a big, large man, and says that.
Put on B just for that.
Yep, just for that. Just for deservingly so. Let's see here. But yeah, it's very forgettable, that one. I feel like I really don't remember much.
So
about
it's in B.
Yeah. So yeah, like but similarly, like I'd put it in the same place as like, yeah, I guess like a different Hotel Transylvania, Anger Management, where it's like it's on the background.
I would prefer to watch that over Nikki for sure.
Yeah. If anything, I feel like it's a little bit above Big Daddy for me.
Yeah. Fuck it. Oh no, I'm looking at it already.
Well, let me give you a quick break with John Camacho saying, when Little Nicky's on, I always want it to be Dogma instead. The Kevin Smith movie. I agree. Dogma's fun. I like Dogma. Dogma's way above the budget it should have.
But it's not. It's not of the same. It's not of the same caliber. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Like I feel like it's a different.
Like give Dogma Lil Nicky's budget and then vice versa, and I feel like it would have been okay because Dogma is like shooting above its weight class with its budget.
Also, isn't Dogma like how many years older?
I think they're around the same time. I think Dogma might have been early 2000s, but Lil Nicky was like a little bit mid 2000s.
And Dogma was who directed
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith, not the other. Kevin Smith.
Yeah. Now, I really quickly want to mention Dogma because Kevin Smith is like. He has so many stories about him. Yeah, a legend. Yeah. But like I like early Kevin Smith stories, even though he's come out and said like, yeah, that was like a weird time where I was like acting like I thought people wanted me to act. I'm glad he's like better now. But there's okay, people were protesting the movie because it had God in it, and it was like sacrilegious in a way. They had the Buddy Jesus where he's like doing the finger guns.
They really got in trouble for that?
Well, no, there was a protest.
Oh, there's always something like that, yeah.
So to the premiere, he heard that there would be a protest of like 1,000 people or a couple hundred. So he was like, "Oh, dude, that's crazy. I want to go see it." So he went, and there was literally like 6 people. And so what he did was he made a sign and he stood with them, with the protesters. And there's interview footage of the protesters, and then the interviewer just being like, is that Kevin Smith? And he goes over, he's like, why do you not like the movie? And he's just like, I just think it's stupid. I think it's a dumb movie and they shouldn't have made it. And
they should have never made it.
And it's so funny. So I'll see if I could find that footage and put it in a link in the description, or if I turn this into a YouTube short, I'll show you.
Can you imagine being part of that? Like, that's not even a riot. What is that? That's a picket line.
Yes,
imagine being part of that, and then later learning the director was there.
Yeah.
I could have said so much shit about this.
Oh, I love that. I love the idea of the director being like, what do people really think about me?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then Quesada said that, I think Mr. Deeds is also a remake of an older movie, funny enough. Don't quote me on that. And they said, I looked it up. Yep, it's a remake of a 1936 movie called Mr. Deeds Goes to Town. Mr. Deeds Goes to Town. Which... it sounds like it. I mean, the premise alone is silly enough that it's just like, what if a guy does kind of nice deeds and he has a heart of gold, and then they give him $1 billion?
What if Citizen Kane wasn't Citizen Kane?
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so I'm sorry, but we gotta do it. Pixels.
Pixels is the most expensive nothing movie.
I can't fucking believe it. Because I remember at the time, I was watching reviewers talk about it because this was when YouTube was nothing. This is like I think it came out 2009 or something. It came out like late 20, came out like 2010s from what I remember. But what I distinctly remember is that it was based on a YouTube video. Do you remember that?
Which one?
It was based on a YouTube video of a bunch of 8-bit video game characters coming and invading Earth. Did you never see that?
I don't remember the short. No,
dude, I gotta make a YouTube short just to have that in it because it's really good. It's like an After Effects demo for this person where like the Space Invader guys come down, or no, the Tetris cubes come down, and then it like they form around a building, and then they all link up, and then a level of the building comes down.
I remember seeing something like that.
Yeah, and so it was like early, or like I think like 2010s YouTube, or like early-ish YouTube, before like YouTubers were a thing. And I distinctly remember the short film, and they bought the rights to that short film to make Pixels. And so this was the first time, I think, in my entire life that I had seen an Adam Sandler movie. And I always thought like, oh, Adam Sandler movies are okay, but like, you know, they're a little silly. This is the first time I went and was like, wow, he ruined my life. This man's movie has made my life a percentage worse, because I was like, wow, this is a cool idea. They could do a lot with it. And bro shat on it so hard, dude. Are you kidding me with this movie?
What about it? What about it that got you there?
Because, okay.
Is it one that, first of all, who can trust Adam Sandler to reliably save anything, especially the world?
I remember, what are they called? The, God, what are the Red Letter Media? They did Half in the Bag. They did a Half in the Bag for it, and it like perfectly encompasses how silly I think that it is for like for an Adam Sandler premise. It's dumb because okay, it's one of those movies where it starts off kind of strong and gets so much worse. Where the beginning is Adam Sandler and Kevin James's characters as kids, and they are playing video games. Yeah. And it has like reverence for like 80s video games. Like the arcade looks perfect. Yeah. The video games look really cool. And so then it keeps going. And for this kind of premise, yeah, you could keep going with like different types of video games from that era, Frogger and all this other stuff. But when they go into the future, it is Adam Sandler. He's a schlubby Geek Squad style guy. And he's just miserable and shitty. And they go and find out that, oh, okay, well, they sent out a bunch of video games in the 80s. Oh, no, the aliens found it. Now they've come and they think that that's what we use for warfare. That's a cool premise. Yeah. That's a great idea. Oh, apparently we got no audio on stream. Okay, I'm sorry, guys, but we'll have to turn this into a video separately. Because I think, our cache is full on the old streaming device.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the movie then goes on to be like, oh, we have an existential alien threat. We're gonna put a middle-aged guy that was good at Pong once.
He was number 2.
Yeah.
He was always he kept on getting beat by what was the name of Freddie Bobby Ferguson?
Yeah, Peter Dinklage.
It's Peter Dinklage, but he's playing as the Donkey Kong guy.
Oh yes, yeah, the dude that's known for being the best Donkey Kong player.
Which I think, first of all, fuck you, casting director, who grabbed. So the guy who has a Donkey Kong record, controversial guy apparently. Yes. Apparently he cheated, but he's like 6 foot.
Allegedly,
he's like 6 foot something.
Oh really?
So having Peter Dinklage play him and have like the grandiose like, like, I'm the best video game player in the world is a little bit funny.
Sure.
But like his entire life being ruined because of that. Yeah. The whole like, oh, I'm not like, I hate everything. And then suddenly the president wants my help, but it's the president that calls for him, right?
His best friend is the president of the United States.
Which is like, what?
Yeah.
No.
It's so frustrating because not only that, but then they get, I think, Josh Gad, who is the guy that plays Olaf from Frozen. And he was also in, what's that called? The Book of Mormon. He's a great actor. And he plays like this nerdy kid guy who is also like a schlub. And his thing...
He's the president, right? Who are you talking about right now?
It's Kevin James.
Kevin James.
Josh Gad is the other guy. He apparently is in love with this one video game character who's an 8-bit character. They come down to Earth and make her a real human woman.
Yeah.
But like it's still an unthinking alien entity.
Yeah.
And so he has to wrestle with his feelings for the thing. And then he ends up killing her, or she actually loves him, so she doesn't fight him anymore. It's the dumbest thing you'd ever seen. And then Qbert, who's been there the whole time. Qbert is their little, and I love the animation's great. Yeah. Like the problem is that like the cool animation is ruined by everything else. But that Qbert, he's like their little plant. Like he's the alien that comes back and is like their mole for the aliens. It's just like, okay, but he's like, but the humans are kind of cool. I'm going to be a human's friend. He then, at the end of the movie, turns into the woman and says, Josh Gad, I love you. Oh, and they get married.
I feel like I've forgotten that.
The end of the movie is a bunch of tiny little Qberts in a little crib.
Oh,
and it's like,
God.
Why are you making me think about this, Adam Sandler?
Oh my God.
Dude, the movie is irredeemable. Like, it's only worth seeing some of that graphic of like the voxelized animation, but that's it. That's awful.
Can we say that it's very brave of Qbert to do a role like this and then come back for Fix It Felix? What's his name? What's his name?
God, what is his name?
The movie with the guy with the big hands.
You talking about Wreck-It Ralph?
Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes, yeah.
No, I just find it funny that Qbert has been in multiple movies with speaking roles.
Yeah,
even though he's going whatever, but like I just find it funny. No, this is what I mean. Like this movie was like the just expensive money, just money being spent for on nothing.
Yeah,
like literally just nothing. I remember they shot a lot of the stuff in New York, and because like these are aliens from outer space and whatnot with like pixels and all this other stuff. The lighting,
pixels, you say?
Pixels are crazy.
Wow.
But like that art style, the pixelated art style, but in 3D. I think it also looks really good.
Yeah, right.
One, because like how do you make these things realistic? You don't. You just keep them as they are and just enjoy it, right? Yeah. But for them to, it's what I'm trying to say is a lot of money for this.
Yeah.
Just to. For nothing.
Yeah.
And you're wasting a lot of talent. Like Peter Dinklage is like legit like a really good fucking actor.
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
And then just to have like what you're describing to me, this
Did you not see it? Well, you saw it.
I saw it like once because I didn't want to know.
It's baked into my corneas how terrible it is. But especially that Peter Dinklage's character is brought up as having cheated all those years ago. But the funniest part is that they only find out. He's like a
badass though.
Yeah. Because he's built his career on beating that guy. So like it's like, oh, if he didn't beat me, I would have been so famous.
Yeah.
But especially they do a Pac-Man level like thing. And it's crazy that they literally brought the inventor of Pac-Man in to like film.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and he like is like, here, you can meet Pac-Man. And he meets him and then Pac-Man bites his hand off. He's like, kill this fucking thing. It's great. But he goes in, they're playing Pac-Man, and then he's like, oh, I used a cheat code, and he like skips like between parts of the road, which is physically impossible. And they're like, you cheated all those years ago. He's like, so what if I did? And he put it on the inside of his glasses. It's the stupidest thing, which is like, There's no cheat codes for those games. Like, that's not even a thing. But
those games back in the day were meant to eat your quarters.
Yeah.
For you to, it would be completely unreasonable for developers to be like, oh yeah, you could just beat the game and not give us your money and just do that.
Okay, rant over.
So that's the thing though. How do you cheat in those games?
You don't. They didn't know what the fuck they were talking about.
Wait, you mean to tell me
the only reason why that guy is brought up on all of these charges, allegedly, is because he took his speedrunning footage and allegedly doctored it. So that's why he was like the beater of Donkey Kong, because that's how he cheated, was because it wasn't because he cheated at the game. It's because the footage that he used to get the world record and be the best video gamer in the galaxy is doctored. It has nothing to do with the actual video game itself being cheated with.
I think they should have a sequel to this one, and just have like actual video game characters from nowadays video games and not the old ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I want to see Adam Sandler get decked in the head by Kratos.
Dude,
can you imagine?
That would be good. I like that. Like, the premise is such a good premise that's like, oh, aliens got our satellite 20 years ago.
So what do you think we invented Halo for, to prepare ourselves and like stupid crap?
That would be that'd be cool if they fought fire with fire and fought them with modern games.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Hey, Adam.
A better movie for a better time. But yep, going in F tier for fuck you, Adam Sandler tier. Okay, now we're rounding it out with, honestly, I think we've gotten a lot of the bad ones out of the way. Actually, you know what? Just to make it easier, I'm gonna move up the last bad one I see to earlier, which is the Ridiculous Six.
Yeah. Oh my god!
This was the Magnificent Seven parody movie in the exact same way that like Scary Movie and other stuff were. The parodies where they literally are just making fart noises for no reason.
Can I say though?
Yeah.
This movie legit looks good.
It does.
Feels and looks like a Western.
And that's why, like, as a parody, it actually, like, if you weren't paying attention, you would mistake them for each other.
It's a tie between this movie and the Seth MacFarlane cowboy movie. Yeah. Between like, which is like really, really bad, like comedy. Yeah. Cowboy stuff. But
like really well put together as like a Western.
It makes me feel like our Westerns like easy to make or something.
I mean, that is what the spaghetti Westerns kind of did, you know. I
mean, as beautiful as this though,
sure.
Then the premise of I forgot what the premise was. He was looking for, I think he was looking for somebody, but then he meets all these crazy assholes who are like, you're pretty cool. Let's just give. One of them owned a shop and he just left it. Yeah, and he's like, what do you do? Why did this?
I don't remotely remember the premise. I just remember that Taylor Lautner's in it after fucking Twilight.
Yes, he's the one that's swinging from the gallows like an idiot. Yeah.
F tier.
Yep. Moving on. Yeah.
Fuck that movie. Okay. Now getting to. Oh, come on. Now getting to. Come on, move.
Oh my god, he tried to put it on C.
I'm so sorry. My computer freaked out because I was trying to do that. Now on to the decent movies, at least for the rest of it, which is Punch Drunk Love. What do you think of Punch Drunk Love?
He wasn't drunk. I don't think he ever punched someone once.
I thought he did. I thought he did one punch.
I think he did.
He's a One Punch Man.
But it's like calling One Punch Man and actually having one punch.
Yes,
in the entire manga series.
That's fair, yeah.
So yeah, fairly disappointed. No, I think this is like one of his most. It's not a comedy. There's nothing funny about this film.
He doesn't like play himself. He doesn't play that like wedding singer ass screaming at everybody style character. Like
unless he's yelling at that one guy at the phone.
Sure, yeah.
Like that's when like you see when someone screams, there's a little bit of genuine anger, but you can't help but sound like Adam Sandler sometimes. Yeah, but like no, there's some tense moments where he has to yell. But sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, I like it because it is its own movie, because he is an actor in the movie. Yeah, and him being in it is kind of inconsequential, and just how he just feels like to me like a himbo style character, which I really like.
Yeah, the entire time he's being catfished. Oh my god, some of the cinematography in this film is really good.
Yeah, no, I agree. The lighting's great.
Where he's a lot of wide angles that I liked in this. Yeah. There was a part where he's like running from the this long ass hallway from the airplane.
Exactly.
That shot was really nice. Where he finally meets. I forgot his name.
I do not remember.
Rest in peace. He unfortunately passed. The actor. He was also in Moneyball.
Honestly, don't remember.
But he gets the face to face with him, and it's like they're all silhouetted and they're just talking to each other, all these awful mean things and crap. No, it's a movie where like you wouldn't expect him. I expect Joaquin Phoenix or who else? Who else is like an actual serious actor for this type of thing? But not him.
Yeah, no.
It's almost like have you ever seen Ed and Eddie? How Ed and Eddie started?
Wait, it started. What do you mean?
Where the creator, I forgot his name. It was a joke. It was like, bro, I bet you can't make a kids show, and he did.
Really?
And he was like, bet. It's like I'm gonna name it Ed and Eddie. I'm gonna make it, and he did, and it ended up being like this huge hit. Yeah,
that's so funny because it's a good show.
This is what it feels.
Sure,
it feels like I bet you can't make a good, not a good movie, a serious movie with that Happy Madison guy. I bet you can't. It's like, watch. This is how it feels to me.
We're gonna get to it, but that's what he said with I think it was Uncut Gems. He's like, if I don't win the Oscar, I'm gonna make so many I'm gonna make Jack and Jill 8.
Yeah,
dude, fuck. But yeah, I would give this like an A at the very least.
A.
Like
put on the A.
It's pretty good. Let's move that. Let's keep on moving that up. There we go. Okay, and now Spanglish. Spanglish, I only saw parts of, but I did really like. And they have the. It's that element of like kind of cultures meeting and like that part of being accepted. I love the sandwich they make. The sandwich is very good. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed it for those elements and that it was similar to Punch Drunk Love, where it's him being in a better movie that's less centered on Adam Sandler being Adam Sandler.
I think this movie, it's their housekeeper and her daughter, right? And they're facing this like sort of they are facing discrimination. I don't remember it being as aggressive with that.
No. Really.
Like it wasn't, how can I say? It didn't feel like a fish out of water film for this people and like, oh, Adam Sandler's here with us to help us out in this situation. It doesn't feel like that. What I want to say about this one, it wasn't like comedic or anything. There wasn't too much comedy, I feel. How about you? What do you?
No, that's it. It's just a good movie, and I liked everybody how they interacted.
It's what year did it come out?
I feel like it was early 2000s, if anything. It was one of those like he's a little bit younger in it, I think. But yeah, no,
I feel like you can literally remake this film again, like for nowadays, and switch up a lot of stuff. I feel. Yeah. But that's the only thing about it, really.
Yeah, I'd put it in like B, maybe.
I would say B. It's fairly. I would say it's very above average. Yes, I would say.
Like but another TBS style movie. Yeah. Now I'm gonna move up one of the films just because I realize that it's one of the sillier ones. That, I don't know if we want to talk about. You know what? I'm saying that for the last. I personally like a lot, which is You Don't Mess with the Zohan. Have you seen You Don't Mess with the Zohan?
I've seen You Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Dude, I love that movie.
I think some of my, how can I say, one of my favorite bits is when he disassembles that guy's gun like super fucking fast. A lot of the action scenes, even though they were silly, they were still actiony enough. Did Adam use a stunt double for this one, do you think?
Parts of it, I don't think so.
Because I remember there's some parkour in this, and I was like, he doesn't do that. He doesn't know.
He definitely did for some parts, but I remember in particular, there's one part where they had him on strings, and he was swimming like a dolphin.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, and that is him.
That from SpongeBob. I swear.
But it's like really good. Like a lot of the action stuff in it is pretty great, and I didn't expect to see that from Adam Sandler and pull it off in like similarly that it's like him doing a silly accent, but like it is less about his character and more about everything else and about the idea of like coming to America and being like, I don't want violence anymore. I just want to cut hair.
I just want the peaceful life until this guy does he hit him with his bike or something, and then like he grabs him by the pinky and he's like about to break it. And he's like, don't mess with me. Just bam, bam.
It kicks him with both feet at the same time.
Or like when he finally gets a job at a hair salon, he only gets the old ladies. Like stuff like that. I genuinely.
That's the one part about the movie that's just like, okay, if you can't get past this, can't get past all the old ladies in it, you're not gonna like it. But I think it's like one of his better comedies that the whole thing is just kind of fun.
It's not like Jack and Jill where it's trying to be funny. This one is kind of genuinely funny.
I'd put it B or C. What do you think?
I would say, I don't know. That old lady part is pretty good. I would say B.
Okay, cool.
I like B.
Awesome.
That is it's just a wholesome story.
Yeah.
I don't want to kill. I want to make people beautiful.
Yeah,
like that's
nice.
it.
Okay, so we're rounding it out with the cobbler.
My
You know the
gosh.
cobbler. I don't actually know anything about the cobbler.
I love the cobbler so much.
Yeah.
So Adam Sandler plays as I guess they're called cobblers. It's not like the dish,
yeah.
but like he fixes shoes.
Yeah.
And let's admit it, we don't use that anymore. Like,
Yeah.
we kind of just don't get our shoes fixed. So his thing is already dying and whatnot.
Yeah.
Until he finds out that one of the machines that he uses to fix shoes with gives him the ability to, whenever he puts on that shoe that he fixed with the machine, he becomes that person. He looks exactly like them.
Yeah.
So throughout this entire movie, he's like, oh man, I get to experience New York as a different person. I get to how can I say, be different people. I don't know if you want me to spoil anything.
Maybe not. It sounds very click. Type.
It's a little click type until it jumps the shark.
Oh.
It does jump the shark at the end.
Silly. Okay.
Yeah.
He puts on the shoes of God.
He puts on Jesus' sandals and
God.
and he goes, wait, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But no, it does jump the shark because like I feel that, how can I say, the magical stuff should stay magical.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, sure.
They try to how can I say, make this whole ability of becoming a different person a little too grandiose and not like as humble as I liked it.
Okay.
Where like there's parts where how can I say, he puts on his father's shoes and like
That's cool.
it's getting a little spoiler detail,
Sure.
but like he spends like his last moments with his mom as his father.
Oh, wow.
And it's really yeah. Until the end,
Okay.
and you're like, why did you approach this angle? It's really out of nowhere, this
stupid.
angle that it goes out.
Okay, that sucks.
It's really weird where it goes, because it could have been humbling.
Sure.
How can I say, the ability to put on shoes and whatnot is a lineage of some sort. Yeah. Can I just spoil it?
If you want to, yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
Sure.
It becomes a spy thing. It's
What
like,
the fuck?
We're from a family of spies, and this is how we spy. I have Putin's shoes here. I'm serious. It gets to that point. You're like, no. And this is why I think people is like a 50-50 on this one.
That's literally like the end of Click being like, this is actually an alien technology that we use.
Can you imagine? That just ruins the movie.
It
or
really
like
does.
if in grown-ups, one of them goes, guys, guess what? I'm actually not a grown-up, and he removes it. He's like a boy. It's like,
I'm two boys in a
up.
trench coat.
Shut up.
God.
Shut up. Like, it's one of those.
In light of that terrible ending, what would you give it, like a C with all that, or like?
Oh my
a
god!
B?
That's the thing though. The end. So I'm serious. The ending is literally 10 minutes long. Like that explanation.
Yeah.
It feels so out of hand.
It's so stupid.
It's like, no, it's dumb. I would say, man, I really want to give it a B, but it's a C.
Okay.
Give it a C
Just
for
the
cobbler.
ending. That's fair.
It's
okay.
It's so sad. Have you ever seen a movie where like, damn, this could have been great until they ruined it at the end?
I was gonna say Pixels, but that was the whole movie.
That was the whole movie.
Yeah, God. Yeah, I feel like there's a couple that I could think of. Now rounding it out, we got The Longest Yard. Have you seen The Longest Yard?
The Longest Yard. This is not. Is this a remake?
I think actually yes. I think so. Of like a 60s movie, 70s movie, something like that.
Was it The Longest Yard, or was it the quarterback one where the lady adopts the man or the kid?
No, that's a real life story.
Yeah, but it's also called The Longest Yard. No,
that one's called Blindside.
Oh shit.
But The Longest Yard, Adam Sandler is in prison and they make a football team. And yeah, there's some problematic stuff in it, like there usually is with the Adam Sandler stuff. But it is one of those TBS comedies, I feel, where it's on in the background, there's some stuff that happens, it's kind of fun, but there's not much else you're gonna get out of it.
I remember there was a scene where one of the enemy football players,
one of the invading
football players has a gun and he has it aimed at him. No,
that sounds familiar.
There's a part and they're like looking at him, he's about to pull it, and like there's a guy just staring and being like, is he gonna do it? I don't remember this movie much, man.
It might have been a guard, maybe.
I don't know, dude.
Still, yeah, it's a meh. I'd give it a C or D at best, probably C.
I recognize that poster. I feel like I've seen it in so many places, though.
It's been in every bargain basement DVD, like, wholesale thing in every 7-Eleven for the past 2 decades.
I could probably pick it up at Five Below right now.
Yeah, you can pick it up at 5 cent below. You kidding me?
You can pick it up on the streets right now.
So I'd give it like a D, probably.
Is there anything memorable about it? Is it at least wholesome?
Not, I mean, a little bit, but it's kind of on. It's worse than Lil Nicky, definitely.
Yeah. Is it one of those prison shows or prison movies where like, oh, these people are awful human beings and they deserve to be here, but at least they're good characters?
No, they're nice. I mean, on the whole, but like at the same time, yeah, there's a lot of that. They're just mean. Like everybody's just mean to each other.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of people with a heart of gold, but like,
gotcha.
I'd put it a little bit above Chuck and Larry. I'd put it at the bottom of C tier, top of D tier, but I'm feeling D tier.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. That's appropriate then.
Last 4 movies.
Oh,
and we got a quintessential one, which is Waterboy. What do you think about Waterboy?
I think I was thinking about Waterboy when it was
The Sniper?
No, not the Sniper.
I'm like, I don't remember a Sniper.
This is your last drop of water.
Yeah.
No more
H2O. Gatorade.
Where he has like the girlfriend.
Yes.
And that's the movie I was referencing earlier.
Yeah.
No, this I enjoyed this one.
Girl and
I enjoyed this one. Again, cool. The Schneider guy, I can go without him.
This is where the You Can Do It, I think, comes from.
This is where it comes from.
Yeah.
This is the one where like how can I say? There's nothing inherently. I almost said something. There's nothing inherently wrong with Adam Sandler. He's not like an awful human being or anything. He just really thinks hydrating is important.
Sure. Yeah.
Up until someone makes fun of him and he reveals that he has an amazing way of tackling motherfuckers.
Yeah, it is. I think the beginning, because this was before, I think, Happy Gilmore.
I want to say it was before that.
Yeah, so it is the beginning of his anger management arc of like, he's just an angry guy that hits people, but he's still, like in this one, he's like, well, I'm kind of timid and I think hydration's very important and I'm going to like distill your water down and like fucking boil it. He's like, hey, can I get some water? He's like, it's not done disinfecting. The guy's like, dude, I'm going to die here. I'm getting heat stroke.
Dude, you gotta admit that's pretty funny though. Someone who's so they want to do their job so well that it just kind of just ruins.
And then they have like the purest water. It's like a tiny vial, and it like brings him back from the dead. It's awesome.
Dude, you gotta admit that's
literal
really
holy
good.
water. It's awesome.
I think my favorite scene is when he tackles his teacher out the window.
God, the medulla oblongata. So good.
Yeah, no, I love this
movie.
Film. I like it.
I give it. I don't know if I'd say S tier. I kind of want to give it S tier. What are you thinking?
I don't want to say S tier because what does he learn at the end? He learns not to he learns not to listen to his mommy.
Yeah, that's about it.
And like that's it.
Yeah. That there really isn't much to the story. It's just.
It's a set of events, bro.
Yes,
set of events.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But like just moral wise, I wouldn't put it into S just yet.
Sure. And then we have The Wedding Singer. What do you think about The Wedding Singer?
I think the only bit that I liked was I forgot what character, but he sings the one song. I think he sings.
He is called The Wedding Singer. He sings
but he sings the one song over and over and over again.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And then he's like screaming it. Yes, that's the one I was thinking. Yeah. That is a great scene.
That is like the only thing I can really remember about this one.
Yeah.
I didn't find it as important. I would have put this one right by that list of haven't watched in a while.
For me, it's another TBS comedy for him. Where literally I saw it on TBS. I put it on in the background, and it's fine. It is a romantic comedy of like, will they, won't they, and that he's a wedding singer, and I think that's how of course, that's how they meet.
Yeah.
And so, it's just him getting angry and being shitty.
Yep.
So I'd put it in C probably, just because there's very little that I remember that is not just romantic comedy plot line.
Yeah, I agree. I think Wedding Singer should be a C.
Yeah.
I besides that one scene, I don't remember much of it.
Exactly. But now,
these are a little bit more fresh in my mind.
The great finale of, I think, his 2 best movies. So what do you think we should start with? You want to just go in with Uncut Gems?
Let's just go into Uncut Gems.
Okay.
When I saw this in theaters...
Yeah. I wish I saw this in theaters. Damn.
I was sick. Like, I just felt like, oh my God. The amount of pain that we're willing to put ourselves through for the one little bit of dopamine, right? Like...
I've thought about the ending every day since I've seen the movie.
Because it's appropriate.
It's great.
It's appropriate.
It is incredible. No spoilers, but dude, like the movie, because it makes you think. It's one of those endings where like you're like, oh, that's stupid, and then you're just like, no, wait, that makes so much sense for this whole thing.
And especially when you find, especially when like the reason why, you know, the whole bigger action behind the actions is the redemption is so good. So good. But then some of the behind the scenes stories with this movie are also really good.
Oh, like what?
The people who you meet, the people that he meets.
Yeah.
Like for example, where he's trying to sell like or trying to get more loan money for his watches.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, those are real pawn shop people.
Really?
Like a lot of the people are actually like pawn
New York City.
from the Diamond District, whatever they call it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
From around there.
Holy crap.
So like that kind of interaction was really cool to me. I felt like his drama with his gambling addiction and everything.
Yeah.
It was one of the ones where how can I say, no other movie has explored this addiction in this way. I want to say where it was affecting his family, his love life.
Yeah.
I mean, financially, obviously, he wasn't the same person anymore because of his own devils, you know.
Well, I've been watching a lot of stuff about just finances recently and how like America does finance, of course.
Yeah.
And like it's incredible to me how perfectly it encapsulates debt. And the idea of like, well, no, like I'll be fine. The quote that everybody says is a briefly disgraced millionaire. That like every American feels like, oh no, like you can't treat me like that because don't worry, I'm a millionaire. Like I'm not one now, but like I will be very soon. And so him in particular is like the perfect embodiment of that. Of like, don't worry, no, I'm gonna make my millions like literally any day. I just need you to do this. I just need this. And I love the string of, oh, I just need you to do this, I just need this, I just need that. And then when you see them come home to roost, it's like, dude, this is awesome. Like, it's so masterfully crafted, and just the tone of it being so much anxiety, and you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're just like, dude, this is awesome. Incredibly, like, such a good movie. And this was the first time I think I saw Adam Sandler like do a silly voice and it just immediately like blend in with the character. It's not his voice, but it like works perfectly.
It works well, especially like, I don't know, it helps with like some of the comedic parts.
Sure, yeah.
Where like the scene,
big toothy grin
where he's like, oh, I'm gonna come. like when he does that, like I was like,
yeah, oh my god,
it's like, you silly Billy.
Dude, there's so many moments like that. Like,
apparently the golden Furby is real.
Oh, yeah.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. The this is like I was saying earlier, this is one of those movies where the character really digs his own grave and you're trying to find out how they're gonna get out of it.
Sure, yeah.
I want to say it's
like a 1 step forward, 2 steps back kind of thing.
Always, every time, every time.
Yeah.
And like people like are genuinely trying to help him. Like his girlfriend is trying to help him. His
wife.
His wife.
Yeah.
And then there's the girlfriend. but like
and then his brother and everything, like his dad.
It's
even
that kind of fear, the bringing people down with you is that guilt is something I don't think has been captured like that.
I forgot the name of the basketball player, but he is such a good character of like someone that has spent a lot of time and effort.
Who gives him the ring?
But has like spent so much time and effort honing his craft, like being very good at something, making sure that nothing's left to chance if possible. Besides, you go play a sport, and that when he does meet up with this character and like talk with him, that he finally, like, all this runaround has happened, and then he literally is just like, let's just talk for a second. What's wrong with you? Like, why are you doing all this? Because, like, I've tried to be like, do good by you, and like, I didn't need to give you the ring. I didn't have to do all these things. I didn't need to bring back the stone. What's up with you? And then he's just like, and then you hear like Adam Sandler's character just like break everything down. It's just like, no, these people, they don't get it. You and I get it because of this, that. When like Adam Sandler's character doesn't get it. Of course, the actual athlete that spent all the time and effort in his craft understands what work is, but like he's just like, no, we're amazing, we're the best people. When it's like, dude, what have you done? Like, what are you talking about?
I think it's that thing where like money talks, but money talks though. It's like it doesn't matter what I say or what I how can I say, it doesn't matter what facades I'm trying to bring up here. Money talks. Obviously, like look at the shop, look at what we're trying to do here. No, it's how can I say, and also it also brought me up the whole idea of like blood diamonds and blood gems and all this other stuff. Like,
I thought it would be more about that.
Same, because like it started off like that, where it starts off with the
very first scene.
The very first scene, you see them like try to struggle to get a what is it, a raw emerald or something like that.
Yeah, bro, like snaps his leg in two.
And like you see what happens with them trying to get this thing, and then Adam is like, it's like it cost me this much, but when I sell it, oh my god, dude, you're talking about somebody else's life.
Exactly.
Right now, what? I guess it is just a game until it's your life. You know, it's
all exploitation, like all the way down.
I like this movie a lot.
I could talk forever about this movie. It's so good. This got to go in S tier, right?
This is one of my S's.
God, like immediately, and it's so funny because literally it just looks so out of place next to everything else. Like, are you kidding me? Next to frickin' Big Daddy down here and Anger Management? Are you kidding? 51st Dates? Like none of these make any sense next to that movie. Like seriously, that's so funny.
And. No, especially because it's an A24 film too. So I feel like who directed it? I forgot.
I'm trying to remember his name, but he's like, was it one of the Safdies maybe? I don't remember, but he also did Good Times, I think. And so good. Like they're
I don't know how A24 does it, but they picked up this script, they grabbed the right director for it, and
right resources.
Really, really well done.
And so that was the movie that Adam Sandler said, if I don't get the Oscar, I'm gonna make Jack and Jill 24. I think
it was that good.
I agree. Yeah.
No, I think
like what a miserable human being.
That's what I mean. Usually you see Adam Sandler like either in some of his movies being like angry, but you know he's playing angry. There's a bit of comedy behind that. In this one, it's kind of like in Punch Drunk, where like there really isn't nothing funny behind it besides like the very few times where he wins or he says like that word, you know, because it's funny. But like it's very serious. This is where I feel like an actor would say, this is where I was tested.
Yes.
Where like if I can really do this shit or not. And then this one confirms it that yes, you can. I feel.
Yeah. And the one we're talking about is Spaceman, the new
Spaceman.
This was the movie that started it all for us with this tier list because it is a recent Netflix movie, and you told me I should watch it, and I'm glad you did. What did you think?
I liked it a lot. I didn't think it was how can I say? This is like Baby's first A24 film without being A24.
Yeah.
Mostly because it takes itself extremely serious.
Yeah.
Usually A24 grabs something weird and quirky and turns it on its head. And it did it in this one as well. I didn't think that you can grab a character such as Adam Sandler. And because like we know Adam Sandler, like a good example, Grown Ups, he's always surrounded by people.
Yeah, exactly.
Friends, people.
That's a good point.
He's always had a group of humans that he can banter off of.
Huge ensemble, and like we mentioned, that's where a lot of the quotes come from, or the people around him. Yeah.
Or have someone to bounce back with his antics and whatnot. But in this one, we're playing more like how lonely this human is. You know, not only oh my god, the first couple of scenes really broke my heart.
Dude, right?
Where that girl asked him, it's like, how does it feel being the loneliest fucking thing in the universe right now?
Well, I love he even says the loneliest man on earth. He's like, I wish I was the loneliest man on earth. Are you kidding me? And it's like, no, I'm not on earth, idiot.
No, I'm in the other. He was in the other side of Jupiter, right?
Yeah, something like that. He's like, I'm rounding this one area. I'm going to see the Big Bang or whatever is over there. Yeah.
No, and so like I don't know, kids will be kids hearing that, and then people being like, oh, like he's feeling really bad.
Yeah.
Well, he needs to continue with the mission, and it's.
And I appreciate how much there are elements of the because I think it's the Czech. Like the like Czechoslovakia or no, I don't know what it's called now.
Was it Czech or Ukrainian? I forget.
Because I think they said like Czech, the word Czech Connect is the name of the like thing that they use, the communication system.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, that is the place where they are, and like that space program is just very wholesome in a way, where like everybody is in his best interest of just like, yeah, you're out there, like we get it, and they're less so like trying to threaten him or whatever, because I don't even know if it's a like, okay, well, we need to play nice because he's out there, but like the only people that ever do anything I think in his not best interest are the ones that are just like, okay, well, we're not going to give him this message for his own mental health, but still that's like, it's not a good tactic, but like I get it.
No, because like how can I say, they emphasize that this purple thing from the sky or whatever. Do you remember what it was? Do you remember if it was like a threat to them or anything? Because they made it seem like it was, but I don't think it really was.
Well, so spoilers.
Yeah.
Kind of. If you want to click off, I know that the stream's basically done, so if you want to not get a certain thing spoiled, please click off. But a big thing. So there's a big fucking spider in the whole thing. That we haven't talked about. And he calls it the beginning, I think, or something like that. And it is what I think is meant to be a remnant of the Big Bang. And so it kind of sends a bunch of these particles that cannot be captured, which I love. I love the fact that like literally he can't do anything about it. He's just like, I came all this fucking way. Are you serious?
There's a really good part where the spider's explaining is like, it's like blah blah blah. These are the beginning, the ends. It has always been here and it'll continue to be here and like throughout time. And Adam tries to grab it. He's like, nope, you can't grasp it. He's
trying so hard, and it's a good effect. Like it's great,
and it's just like time. You can't stop it. You just let it do its own thing. It's life basically. But that's gone. My bad.
Well, but then then he goes into it and he experiences a lot of his memories and a lot of his life and why he's kind of like how he is. And it is a great character study for the ability to look inside yourself and like, especially for potentially, you know, him as an astronaut, you know, okay, well, I'm an astronaut. I need to go do all these things. I am basically tested on every level a human being can be because we don't know what outer space is like. So I need to go through all of these different tests, all of these different things. And I'm not saying that like astronauts are cold calculating machines, but for his character, it makes sense. And so for his wife to be like, okay, well, where you go, I go. Don't go anywhere without me. He's going to space. He's an astronaut. Like, what the hell are you talking about? So for his character to go through all of that and finally have a reason to be introspective. That's the thing that I found so funny about it is that bro is, quote unquote, the loneliest dude anywhere. But he still didn't even think about himself until he was near the end of his journey. In the form of, who knows if the spider is real or not. Because it starts off coming out of his fucking mouth in a dream and then ends being eaten up by fucking worms. Dude, that was so, that hurt so much. I think about that, the grumpets he calls it or something. His name is Hanush. And dude, it is just morbid, but it makes sense in the context of the movie that like, this is a super long, the last of his kind, super long living entity that is just there to learn about this guy and be like, okay, well, you seem so interesting. You seem so lonely.
I felt your loneliness from across, like he says, from across space or something like that. It's like, I felt it, so I came in here. And
the big fuck off noise coming from your toilet, it fucking lured me in.
What did he call it? Some sort of he called like the soothing humming. He's like, shut up. This guy's like, reason he can't sleep in space is your soothing. Okay,
and it's a good like inciting incident to be like, dude, this is the loneliest guy in the world and in the galaxy, and he can't fucking get a good night's sleep. Like, fuck that.
And the people downstairs, and by I mean like his team of astronauts on Earth, don't care about it. They're like, oh no, you have to continue with the mission. You have to continue the mission.
It's fine, whatever.
Korea is very behind you. They're like this close to you. You better keep going. It felt like more like a space race than actually like some sort of like danger or anything. Which is why I feel like the whole him and his story being lonely and trying to figure figure out that his goal in life wasn't exactly what he thought it was, but he's already achieved it.
Yeah.
That entire that piece feels a lot more important because it's not behind an Avengers type critical situation. You know what I mean? In space. The whole spider thing is still up for debate. I think this is one of those things where it'll forever be up to debate.
Yeah, you'll never know.
You'll never know, and I kind of like it that way.
Me too.
I like that he gave the spider a very, very personal name.
Yeah.
I thought that was that solidifies it that was probably in his head.
Well, so the name Hanush apparently was for a astronomer, either astronomer or a clockmaker, where I think he was an astronomer that made a clock that tracks the stars so perfectly.
Yeah.
But the story is that he himself doesn't even know if Hanush is real or not. So the story of the clockmaker is that they don't even know if that clockmaker existed.
Yeah.
So that's
because
why
it got replicated or was it replicated?
It's like a legend kind of thing.
Yeah. It was just done and lost in time, so I'll call you that. I kind of like that. It makes a lot of sense to me.
But it's really good acting of him just being miserable, and I still don't love his accents. Like, I didn't like the accent he was putting on.
No.
And if he just didn't have that, I would have been more into it.
Yeah.
But it's such an interesting production too, because when we were talking about it, we were like, oh, this must have been Adam Sandler being like, I won't do it unless I can just roll out of bed and do it. And he looked like he had rolled right out of bed. And they were getting close-ups on his pores and everything. But then when you showed me some of the behind the scenes, like, that must have taken a lot of effort to get that zero gravity kind of look. And they've done it in a lot of other movies, but to get just him alone doing that must have been such a struggle. And then a second unit doing literally everything else.
Yeah, no, This is one of those where like it was really, really nicely crafted. There were a lot of parts where I'm like, how do you shoot a space movie like this? This is really good. Because it wasn't like in Gravity where Gravity looks beautiful even today.
I agree.
Where the super harsh shadows and the super bright from the sun and whatnot. And this one was a lot more neons, a lot more clinical with like the inside of the ship.
Sure, yeah.
I loved how old yet futuristic it was. Where like when we think space travel, we're like, oh man, it's like Star Trek. But it's like no, and this one is a little bit more real. It's like unfortunately when we eat, I have to attach my chips to the wall, otherwise they'll be floating everywhere and stuff.
I was confused.
It felt real to me.
I forgot what he ate. He ate like something that I'm like, astronauts wouldn't eat that because there are crumbs, and you can't have any crumbs in space.
Oh, was it the part where he was like, he finds out that someone's been like through his snack drawers or whatever, and he's
probably
like grabbing chips and like putting them in the bins or whatever. Was it the pudding? It could have been the pudding, right?
Should be fine.
I was about to say.
But yeah, there is some stuff that you cannot eat just because if it turns into like any sort of granular thing that can get into machinery or it can get in your lungs and stuff.
That's why they had that whole Simpsons thing happen when Homer was eating the chips.
Was that a thing?
Homer opens a bag of chips in space and they're like, no! and like he goes like, no, I'll fix it. And like, so he's floating in space eating chips like, and like he's doing that that thing.
Oh, okay.
It's that old.
Wow.
And then Homer's like, ooh, a chip, and he goes after it, and he hits an ant farm. And one of the guys is like, there's chips and ants all over our controls. It's really good.
So you're right. That is why you do that.
Also, I want to mention this is the unofficial sequel to Click. Think about it. Man focuses on only himself until it's a little too late, and an evil demon has to tell him and make him realize.
You're right. Christopher Walken did play the spider.
He did play the spider.
But dude, I hate spiders. I love what they do for the ecosystem, but dude, they fucking freak me out.
Yeah.
And so
this one especially.
As soon as he showed up, I almost turned it off. I was like, nope, fuck this. But then as it kept going, I'm like, oh, he's got a weird skeleton face. What the fuck is going on? And so like it's crafted in a way to make you feel like, oh, this is disgusting. And especially that he's like, I don't want to be touched. I'm like, good. I'm not gonna fucking touch you. Are you kidding me?
I wouldn't dare.
And then later on when he does, and he like pins him, and he's just like, I told you not to touch me. And it's like, that's great. Yeah.
That part got me a little bit. I was like, oh my god, because like the entire time the spider's like calm, reasonable, nice. But it has boundaries.
Yeah.
It does. I was like, damn, this spider's real.
And that's what's such a, like, every Adam Sandler movie needs that. It needs him being an unreasonable asshole in one way or the other, and this one, him just being a closed off, like, self-centered prick. But then in the other characters, the ensemble cast, you need one character who is just understanding and calm to is a model human being. Yeah. And that's the thing of, I don't know, he's not a human being, but like Hanush, I appreciated was the entire time spoke very calmly, was only being helpful, put his fucking memories in a cool like lens flary look, and then when they finally he's had enough, all he did was like put him, like secure him, say do not touch me, and he leaves. And that's it. He doesn't fight him. He doesn't do anything. He just gets out of there. And it's a great character. It's a really well executed like exploration of both of them. And I really liked Hanush, even though I fucking hated his design. When they hugged, I'm like, no, fuck that. Fuck that.
A little weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, like, hate it.
The wide shot of just a body like this, and then like 8 arms or legs just around it.
I hate that.
I didn't like that whatsoever either. Really, really like.
So I would put it in A tier, but I got to put it in F for the spider.
Yeah, you know what? F for spider. You know what? I don't want to see it again. Can we put it on? I haven't seen it.
Let's kill it.
No.
I haven't seen it. No, I'm kidding. Should we put an S for spider? You think about that?
I like S for spider, but I'm comfortable with A because I know people. Will probably click on this one and not like it.
I agree. Yeah.
I think people would watch this and I don't know. I think Adam Sandler in space is a good idea. I think that's pretty good, genius actually.
I think it deserves to be an A for Adam Sandler.
For Adam Sandler, you're right. I genuinely enjoyed this movie. I don't even know who directed it or anything. I think it's a bunch of nobodies, not nobodies, but you know what I mean.
Well, and I hope that this is one of the this as well as what was it? Everything Everywhere All at Once, as well as the new Godzilla -1.
Yep, -1.
I feel like is the renaissance of the $10 million movie. Well, I mean, Godzilla -1 could have been like a couple. They said 15 million. I feel like it was more. But like, these are the movies that are made for such a smaller budget, but they have something to say that's good.
Yeah.
And they're not the kind of thing that you're trying to make a gajillion franchises of. You watch it, you enjoy it, and then you move on, and you're just like, cool, I had a good time.
I bet -1 is one of those movies where it costs 10 million to make, but either the director or like the people really working on the film put an extra 5 million in there just to really 100%. Get it right.
Yeah, no,
there's some Wes Anderson. He's known for putting his own money in a lot of his movies.
Yeah,
apparently. I didn't know that. I thought that was really cool.
Same thing with Zack Snyder, dude. He funds his own movies basically now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. What was it? The zombie one, the more recent zombie one, was basically he funded himself and put it on Netflix. Yeah. Huh. He probably got a good amount from Netflix, but like same thing with the Snyder Cut. He's like, I'll put up my own money, let me distribute it. And like, fine, whatever. And it became a huge hit. But yeah, the Godzilla -1 is such a cool story. Go watch our YouTube shorts about it. But especially that the creator was, you know, the director also was the VFX supervisor and was also a producer and basically helmed the whole thing to be like, no, I know every piece of the buffalo, I'll make it happen. And the same year that came out, the creator came out, was almost the exact same kind of setup where Gareth Edwards, who also made a Godzilla movie, was like, I got all of the know-how. I spent so much time with my FX3 in the middle of nowhere, filming a bunch of random stuff. We know exactly how to do it. We know what it's going to look like. Please give me money.
No.
And it came out great. Both of those movies were like my favorites of last year.
That's an independent filmmaker dream come true right there.
Seriously,
do that.
Yep.
No, that's awesome.
So, thank you guys.
Damn, was that the Adamathon? The Adamus? What would you call it? You know, it was always like the marathon. They always said the Adamathon or Monsterthon.
Oh, okay, yes. The Frameforge Adamathon.
The Frameforge Adamathon. Sounds awful.
Okay. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it.
You know what? No, I don't appreciate anything until you comment below which one of these movies was actually your favorite one, or if there's anything we missed.
That's a good question.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't think Click or Uncut Gems is an S, we're gonna unsubscribe for you.
Yeah, we're gonna have Adam Sandler come to your house and punch you like he does at least one person in every movie.
Or worse, we're gonna send a spider to do an octo punch
a big octo punch at you. Okay, well, thank you all so much for being here, and good night.